Hey everyone, so we are back again with another reading, and this one is all about what good news is headed your way. So, this is going to be the kind of news that puts a smile on your face, makes you feel happy, makes you feel good, makes you feel joyful. So, it's going to be uplifting, I think, and something that you would be excited to hear about. Joyful to hear about, something that you would look forward to. So, hopefully, it's going to be a high vibe reading, and I'm really excited to dive into it. But with that being said, today we have a little selection of these tiny, cute ice cream cones. So, if at any point you feel drawn to a pile, you can always skip ahead to that pile right away. But I will show you guys what they look like up close as well as the numbers. So, first we have pile 1, then we have pile 2. Pile 3 and pile 4, and I'm going to show you up close. So this is pile number 1. You can see this has a blue ice cream. It might be blueberry or blue raspberry. There's a little berry on there as well. I don't know if you guys can see it, but it looks super good. Then we have pile number 2. I think this one is probably orange because it's orange in color. It's got a cute little dollop of cream on top and another little berry, but that looks like a raspberry. Then we have pile number 3. This one is green, which is always an interesting color for dessert. So it could be matcha or maybe pistachio. Yeah, and then there's a little red berry. And then finally, number 4, and this one is pink, so it could be strawberry, maybe even watermelon because it's kind of light pink with a little berry as well. So they all look amazing, and if you guys need more time to decide, you can always feel free to rewind, pause, take as much time as you need to make up your mind, but we are going to go ahead and jump into pile 1. Hey Pile 1, so you guys picked this blue chocolate. So like I said, I'm guessing it's probably blue raspberry flavored, could be blueberry as well. There's this tiny little blackberry and they have a leaf attached as well. So I guess it's probably a fresh blackberry and then lots of whipped cream detailing on it. So it's super pretty. There's also a lot of detail on the actual cone. It really looks ready to eat and I love ice cream, so that would be so good to me. But anyway, let's get into your cards, guys. So you guys got 9 of Wands, 7 of Cups, the Empress, and the Queen of Pentacles. I mean, I was shook when I actually turned the cards over because this time I shuffled without looking at all. And so I was really shocked. I was getting the vibe of, this is a success pile. But the fact that you guys pulled the Empress and the Queen of Pentacles, I'm just like, wow, you guys are accomplishing something in your career and coming to a new level. With the 9 of Wands, there can be a message that you might face some like last minute resistance. I think sometimes when we imagine success, we imagine it to be just like a straight shot, super easy. But I always mention to people that like when I'm looking for wealth in a birth chart, I look for Saturn as well as Jupiter. So Jupiter brings wealth and it brings wealth that's easy, but so does Saturn. And Saturn brings wealth that's really hard won. So sometimes people mistake when there's an obstacle or something as like, okay, so it's not going to happen. I feel for you guys, this is going to happen so intensely. And with the 9 of Wands, it's like you're kind of almost there. You're at this final stage of a breakthrough. And then I feel like with the final cards being the Empress and the Queen of Pentacles, that's going to be where you're at. Like you're going to reach the Empress, you're going to reach the Queen of Pentacles. With the 7 of Cups, that can talk about kind of dreams coming true or manifestations you want. It can be also a message to be careful about what you're manifesting and not, especially I always say for my master manifestors, be careful because I think so many people end up manifesting things without realizing it. And especially I feel like you guys must be master manifestors if you're getting these cards. So it's like your dreams are coming true, so just make sure they're on point. But also, this is a card for dreamers. Some of you guys are involved in creative pursuits or esoteric pursuits, like financially. And if you are, this is a hugely good omen. I actually tend to like the 7 of Cups when it comes out, at least as it relates to me, because it's a card of visualization, of manifestation, of dreaming. And so for me, with my field, I'm always happy to see it. Maybe if you're an accountant, it might not be the best thing. But I think for those of you guys that are the dreamers and are manifesting and need creative insights and stuff, that will be coming to you guys, and it will help you achieve your dreams. I mean, ending up with the Empress and the Queen of Pentacles shows me that you guys have achieved the things you guys have wanted. You guys have mastered the art of money. You guys have learned to come into abundance. With the Empress, you guys might be feeling your feminine energy. Some of you guys who are wanting to get pregnant, you might get pregnant or start a family or something, because the Empress can talk about that. But also, I just feel like you're exuding femininity. You're giving off a vibe of luxury, Venus energy, of kind of relaxation. You know, it's like, I feel like you guys have reached a point where initially you're having to fight so hard, and then maybe there's an element of relaxation that comes in, because the Empress is not necessarily like a hard-working card. It's more, like I said, luxury, relaxation, chilling, and having the money come to you anyway. And so, you know, I feel like for you guys, this will give you some level of abundance where maybe you've been working really hard, and it's like, okay, I can kind of take a break a little bit. I can kind of relax after you get through this Nine of Wands. So let's get more cards. So we got Woman Holding a Heart, Anxiety, Happy Family, and All Tied Up. So for some of you guys, maybe you've had anxiety and that is going away, because this is a good news reading. So maybe you guys have been worried and stressed out about certain situations. With the Seven of Cups, you know, maybe you're kind of having your thoughts and your emotions get the better of you, like you're just not feeling so great. And I feel like that's going to start to maybe go away. I feel like some of the things that work out for you guys with the Queen of Pentacles and the Empress, it's like you don't need to stress out as much, because some of these worries that you've had, they're taken care of. If you were worried about money, that's not going to be an issue so much anymore. Things are going to relax and relent. And it's like, okay, I don't need to be, you know, on edge about how am I going to pay this bill, or I don't need to be freaking out about how am I going to afford this. It just feels like things become easy for you guys, which I honestly think for a lot of you guys is a long time coming, because with the Nine of Wands, the Wands cards are kind of a narrative of that suit is a narrative of like hard work and having to fight, and there's a lot of fighting cards within the Nine of Wands, even still with the Nine of Wands. And so it's like you guys have achieved this, but you're also it was hard won. It wasn't easy. It was Saturn energy. It wasn't Jupiter energy. It wasn't just like, oh, you just got blessed. It was like you had to work. I feel like you guys had to work really hard. And with All Tied Up, even in this energy, your schedule might be busy for a while. You guys might be hustling, but I feel like it's like you can handle this. And I think there's a whole, like a portal hole being opened up for you guys to step through. Like I feel like once you guys achieve Queen of Pentacles energy, that's when we see the Empress energy coming out more, and also Woman Holding a Heart and Happy Family. So like I said, for some of you guys who are trying to get pregnant, we do have Happy Family, so that's coming through again. But I feel like for a lot of you guys, maybe you've been so focused on career, maybe you've been so stressed about finances that you haven't been able to think about love. You haven't really been able to date. You're like, date? How do I have time for that? Schedule is stacked. I'm tied up. I'm busy. I'm booked and busy. But it's like, okay, there's going to be more free time. And I feel like that might just come to your mind of like, you know what? I actually would love to have a partner, because sometimes when we are so distracted by bills and other things, like other obligations in life, we just don't have the energy to think about dating or to think about someone else. And I feel like that changes for you guys. I feel like you guys suddenly start being like, you know what, maybe I would want to go on a date, or let me tune into my Venus energy, or for my masculines, let me tune into my masculine energy, or let me attract a Venus energy, you know? And so it's like that area of your life that I feel like has been kind of on the back burner for a lot of you guys comes to the forefront, because suddenly, you know, when you have that luxury, when you have that easy lifestyle, that's when you're really like, oh, it'd be nice to have someone to share it with, you know? When you're just trying to survive, you don't really have the room in your life to think about that kind of a thing. But once you have everything settled, everything's easy, that's when we start paying attention to those kind of higher level needs like companionship or feeling lonely. And I feel like for you guys, you're going to be starting to step into this energy of attracting a relationship and thinking, partially for a lot of you guys, I think it's just thinking about relationships, because I think a lot of you guys have not had that at the forefront of your mind. You guys have been focused on achievement, making things happen in the physical realm, making things happen in terms of, I need to do this financially, or I need to take care of this. Pentacles is a very disciplined suit. So it's like you've had a lot of discipline on your mind. And now we can open up into this Venus side. So it's like an overall glow up. I mean, we got money, we got love in here. Like, wow. So we got boundaries, new beginnings, passion, spirit guide. I feel like your guides are clapping and so happy for you guys. So excited for you guys to step into this new energy. For some of you guys, I feel like you guys have been empaths, and it's like you guys are getting better at setting boundaries, knowing your limits. I also feel like with all tied up, that's coming through as well. Like I feel like some of you guys have been givers, and maybe a little bit too much of a giver. Like you're that person, it's a good thing. We always, when we give to others, we get back ourselves. So it's never a bad thing to like give to a homeless person or to try to help someone in some way. But I do feel like some of you guys, with my empaths, a lot of you guys get run down into the ground because you give and you give and you give and you don't pay attention to your own energy levels. It's kind of like I'm seeing, a car that is running out of gas and the person didn't notice and was just like, oh, I can keep driving. You just kind of forget, like, no, you have a limited gas tank. You only have a certain amount. You need to make sure that the gas tank is full. And if it runs out, you don't have any more energy to run on. So I feel like some of you guys, you've been giving so much to others and you haven't been paying attention to your own needs. And I see that changing. I see you guys coming into an empowered energy of the Empress and the Queen of Pentacles that always is going to advocate for themselves and knows how to put up those boundaries in, a friendly way. You don't have to put up boundaries by like screaming in someone's face. I feel like some of you guys are afraid of that, but I feel like you guys are going to be putting up boundaries in a healthy manner and learning that like, that's okay. It's okay for you to have limits. It's okay for you to say no. It's okay for you to be like, my time is valuable and I don't have time for this. So I think initially maybe that's where this busyness comes in, is like you're overextending yourself and then you learn this lesson quick and you're like, oh, time to put some limits on this. And I think that that's really stepping into such empowerment, and you guys are going to be empowered, and it's almost going to be like a dream. Like I just feel like this is something you guys have manifested for a long time, wanted for a long time, and it's here. And partially it's you stepping into this energy of knowing your worth that you guys have wanted for a long time, and now you finally get it. You understand how spiritually powerful you are. I feel like your spirit guides have been trying to teach you guys this lesson for a really long time, and it's like a light bulb moment, like it clicks in your head. There's something about you figuring out how to manage this situation, how to manage, I feel like a lot of you guys have been learning this lesson, but you're going to continue to learn it until you master it. I love Joel Osteen, and he always tells this joke that I think is so perfect and so funny, which is like, if you fail the test, the good thing is God always lets you take it again. And I think that's so true. It's kind of a joke because it's like, we don't want to be tested over and over, but it's a good thing because we want to master, we want to graduate this life with like straight A's, right? So I feel like you guys are going to be a lot better off having mastered this, having learned this lesson, and you're going to be very decisive about like, no, this is my time, this is my schedule, I don't have time for this. And I think with this empowered energy, you bring it into your relationships. Like whereas before, I'm feeling like some of you guys would kind of waffle or not have the boundaries, like where, maybe someone would ask you to go to drink somewhere and you're like, I don't really drink, but okay, I'll go. Or like, I don't know if I like that restaurant. Well, okay, they asked me. Okay, I'll just go. I'll just make it quick. And it's like now you're like, no, I can't go there. I don't drink. I don't want to go. Or whatever your situation is, you're coming into your relationships very decisive, knowing what you want, and that helps your manifestations. Maybe that's also why we got the Seven of Cups, because that can kind of indicate confusion. And it's like the confusion is gone. You guys are so decisive. You guys know what it is you want and what it is you deserve, and you're manifesting it, you're making it happen. And I think that's where we get the new beginnings. We are having a fresh opening, a fresh start, things you guys have dreamed of, new portals opening for you that you could probably only have imagined before, and they're happening and they're coming true, you guys. I'm so excited for you. And with passion, I honestly think a lot of you guys are going to be in relationships. Honestly, I'm feeling a sexy vibe in this pile. I feel like some of you guys might be, tapping into your sexual energy in a positive way. Obviously, sexual energy, like all forms of energy, especially metaphysical kind of powerful concepts, can be used for positive or negative. So I would never encourage someone to be reckless, honestly, with sexuality and just kind of not take care of themselves or protect themselves, because we are affected by other people's energy. So I would never encourage just totally reckless behavior when it comes to sexuality or any forms of energy, because that can always end in bad, situations, because all those powerful things we have to treat with respect. We have to be like, I'm not gonna randomly, use magic on someone, or I don't know, or randomly, just, I don't know how to describe this, but a lot of these metaphysical powerful things, they have to be kind of treated like fire. Fire is a metaphysical kind of concept we use in magic and in the tarot and everything, and it's like you can't play with fire, so I feel like it deserves respect, but a lot of you guys are going to be tapping into your sexual energy. Honestly, this might be in the context of this relationship or even just on your own, and this is what helps attract this relationship. But you guys are going to be, I feel like, feeling pretty sexy and feeling very empowered in that sense. The Empress is a very sexy sexual card that is residing in her feminine sexual energy, and that sexy Venus, like romantic type energy. And I feel like you guys are going to be tapping into that. Maybe you guys will be bringing more romance into your life and Venus energy. And if you want to do that, I always recommend doing things like buying fresh flowers. Roses are a great embodiment of Venus, as well as other flowers. And you can, just having your house filled with flowers or having a beautiful bouquet that you see as soon as you walk in the door is a great way to bring that in. Or getting like silk sheets for you to, that feel good against your skin, or buying yourself like some high-end chocolates that make you feel luxurious and Taurus energy. Those are all Venus things. So however you guys want to bring that out, but there is passion coming in. There's like this love, sexy energy of like being in love with your life. So we're going back to the tarot now. I didn't check these, I pre-pulled. So we got Page of Swords, the Fool, Seven of Pentacles, and the Ten of Cups. So for a lot of you guys who do want a family, this is coming in. We got the Ten of Cups. So if you've been trying to get pregnant, or you're in a family and you want to make sure things are kind of on the right track and that everything is good with your family, I feel like this is a definite thumbs up on that. With Seven of Pentacles, it's like, again, I said, I feel like you guys are Queen of Pentacles energy, but a lot of you guys also are continuing to work. You might be booked and busy. You might be somewhat busy with that. I feel like for a lot of you guys, again, you learn to figure out your schedule. So maybe you were overbooked at first and you learn to clear that out so that you have a lot more time to give to your own pursuits and your leisure activities with the Empress. But your Seven of Pentacles is showing that the work is still going and it's going well. I feel like you guys are involved in this. You're invested in this. I feel like you like what you're doing. And Page of Swords coming in, I feel like a lot of you guys are going to be getting ideas of things that you should be working on. A lot of you guys are going to be possibly with the Fool stepping into some kind of a brand new project. And you guys are going to be, again, like I said before, busy with that. Page is a card that is, active, is enthusiastic. And I feel like you guys might be involved in communication that's active. You might be, having a correspondence with someone, or putting out your words into the world somehow, or just communicating a lot at work. But it's like you have this enthusiasm for thinking, for what you're doing. I feel like your thoughts are coming to you really fast. You guys are having maybe visions occur to you of like, I should do this way. I just see this time as a lot of growth for you. And as I mentioned, part of that is learning to put up boundaries. Part of that is learning that, you can say no, or whatever other lessons you guys need to learn. Those seem to be coming in very rapidly. Though learning, the education is ongoing. You guys are thinking on on things and really analyzing them in a really deep way. And it's like the communication is just kind of on point. It's happening a lot. And it's funny that we got the Fool right underneath New Beginnings. So like I said, this is bringing in something new to your life. I see this ongoing effort on your part where you guys are continuing to kind of dig and push and put effort in. And then that kind of opens something up for you guys. I'm almost seeing someone digging a tunnel and like they finally shovel through like the last portion and it opens up to wherever they were trying to go. Maybe they were trying to, dig from one part of the world underground to another, but it's like they finally dig through and break through and the sunlight pours in and they're like, I got where I wanted. I feel like you guys are doing that. It's like your activity is like you're digging in the beginning of this reading. Like your initial activity is like you're still digging in that tunnel, and then there's like a breakthrough and everything happens. So I think that's going to be this new start for you guys. So we also got Spirit of the River, movement towards adventure, Woodwives, adaptability, and empty well, time to replenish. So I mentioned earlier, there is a warning for you guys that some of you guys may feel a little overburdened. I do see a time when you guys put up boundaries, a time when you guys have mastered this lesson that just because you're an empath or a healer doesn't mean it's on you to heal absolutely everyone and you're forced to basically be someone's captive because they know you have healing abilities and so they constantly come to you for your help. Like that's not actually high vibrational energy. We're supposed to give, but we're also allowed to have boundaries. We're allowed to say no, and it's actually important for us to protect our boundaries so we can give selectively, because sometimes the person who is demanding our energy is just the person who's loud enough and vocal enough and pushy enough to, advocate for themselves. Maybe someone else needs that energy just as much, but they're not that type that's capable of just kind of barging into someone's energy and demanding that. You know what I mean? So the more we give to the person that's just really being pushy, the more we're unable to give to someone who might need it just as much, but maybe they just haven't mastered how to speak up for themselves. Because speaking up for yourself, it is a good thing, but it's like this is where we need to be selective with our energy and not just give it out to whoever needs it, because then it's usually whoever's the loudest, right? Sometimes someone needs it, but they don't feel capable of saying, and we feel called by God to come speak to them or help them or whatever. And I feel like for you guys, you're putting up these boundaries. You're learning to say no to things you don't want to do. You're learning to pay attention to that little voice inside you that's pointing you in the right or wrong direction. And so because of that, I think you're a lot better aligned in your relationships and you're actually able to manifest what you want. You're not, maybe some of you guys have been in dysfunctional relationships with people that just needed a lot of help, a lot of work all the time. And I see those falling off, and I see you attracting the people that add to your life, give to you, bring to you good things. And I think some of you guys might have even been in hermit mode because of that, because you were like, oh, I always attract bad people, or I always attract toxic people. And so that energy is falling away in your life, and we see Spirit of the River, movement towards adventure, aka you guys are going to be invested in life. You're going to be living your life, like learning and experiencing. You're not just going to be on the sidelines anymore. You're going to be involved in it. When I see this card, I always get an image of like someone doing river rapids. I don't know if you guys have ever seen footage of that, but like someone taking, you can buy like a rapid boat ride in like Colorado down the Rocky Mountains, the streams and the rivers there. So like there's lots of rocks and it's very thrilling and it's very scary. But I always think that's just an example of someone who's like so invested in life, and like the spray of the water actually gets on you. It's not like most boat rides that you take, which are really calm and you stay totally dry and you can be in heels and just chilling and having champagne. It's like, no, you're covered in the spray of the river. The boat could capsize. Sometimes you have to be actively involved in actually paddling. And it's like, I feel like you guys have been kind of sitting on the banks of the river watching, and now you're in that boat, actually paddling, actually feeling the spray of the river and smelling the river and hearing those rapids rushing around you and, feeling your adrenaline rush. And it's like, you're not on the sidelines anymore. You're involved, you're invested, you're taking part in life. And I think that's what Spirit wants from you guys. Your spirit guides have been wanting you guys to move into this energy of being more invested in life for a long time. And that might be also where we see passion. Maybe some of you guys will discover your passions, or just relationships are coming through, because it's like you are being looped into relationships that will mean something to you and kind of push you out. Because again, I feel like a lot of you guys have just been kind of watching and waiting and not super invested. So I think with Woodwives adaptability, it's saying like learn and grow through this cycle. If you get overwhelmed, you know, like I said, don't get mad at Spirit like, oh my God, why have I been so busy? Why is this happening to me? Why can't I take a break? Think about like, well, are you allowing people to, you know, intrude onto your time? Are you sticking to like some boundaries with your boss of saying like, I can't work weekends, sorry, I know I can't stay late? And learn from this. I love a mantra I say to myself all the time is all things work for my greatest and highest good. So even if something happens that I initially am like upset about, I know that somehow I'm going to learn or benefit from it. And I think that's what Spirit is bringing to mind. And your outcome is the Empress and the Queen of Pentacles. So keep that in mind. It is working for your highest good because you guys have so much good coming in. So we also got love, blessings, and adventures. And you guys, you see, there are some negative cards that came out. I did not shuffle these like intentionally or look at the cards or anything like that. So I wasn't like picking out like the good cards for you guys. This is just the cards you guys get. I mean, wow. So with love, like honestly, a lot of you guys I think have been closed off to love and just not even focused on it. It's been like in the back of your mind, periphery, like I just don't even have time to deal with that. And now it's like, I think with so many other things resolved in your life and this new mentality, because some of y'all were attracting toxic relationships with people that had a lot of damage. And it's like Spirit, I think, needed to put an end to that. So this is where the boundaries is coming in. I feel like you guys have already been learning this, but you're going to fully master it. And that's going to be where you have this final growth moment of culmination. And then you're able to have exactly the kind of relationship you want and have been trying to bring in. And I really feel like your life is going to be more fun. Like I feel like you guys are going to be more invested in life, maybe going out a lot, maybe having a circle of friends, or maybe just you're one person, but you guys do stuff together, you guys travel together, or you go on adventures, you do adventurous stuff, you are actually out there experiencing the world. I feel like this hermit mode you guys have been through, it starts to go away and suddenly you're like, you know what, I don't want to spend all this time in my room. I actually want to go outside and feel the sunshine. And even if it's something small like going for a walk, do it, lean into that, because part of this I feel like is you guys have been in hermit mode, some of you guys, for a while, and it's kind of like you're a little tentative. So if you're like, oh, I'm not usually someone who goes on walks, like do it. Go for a big walk around your neighborhood. Or if you're like, I'm not someone who usually goes out to a restaurant, but I really kind of would like that pizza, and I don't know, I know I'd be going alone, but I really want that pizza. Go for it. Like go do it, even if it's by yourself, or if it's with someone else, that's totally awesome as well. But it's like, go put yourself out there, go on adventures, and I feel like your guides are going to make the rest happen. So final cards we got: embracing enthusiasm, gates of triumph, and distant thunder. Clear the air. So it's like a lot of things are being cleared out of your life that are no longer serving you. And I feel like your guides want to give you guys credit that this has been a long time coming. You guys have been working on it for a while. I'm seeing sage. Maybe some of you guys sage your house or your apartment a lot, but it's like you have cleared out so much toxicity in your life. Y'all have done so much work. You guys deserve like a medal. And so that's why we're coming into these gates of triumph. Wow, it says success expands in your life. Like you guys have so much success energy. It's crazy that you guys have so much love energy and so much success energy. It's not one or the other. It's not like, well, you get love and then career's fine, but it's stagnant, or yeah, your career's blowing up and you're going to be alone, but that's okay. It's like, everything's happening for you guys. And it says, shout out to the heavens with happiness. That's what you guys are going to be doing. You're going to be so joyful. And I feel like Spirit is saying, embrace this, because the more grateful we are, the more we say thank you to the universe whenever they bring something good to us, the more they bring in. So it compounds on itself. So how we react to the good things and the bad things can change the outcome, change the future. If something bad happens and we let it derail our day and like, we're like, oh my God, this is the worst thing ever. This is so horrible. I can't believe this happened. Then, okay, it's going to keep happening. Worse stuff is going to happen. If we say, okay, something really bad happened. Everything works for my greatest and highest good. Even the worst thing ever, honestly. Everything works for my greatest and highest good. That's when our guides are like, oh wow, they're really trusting and they're learning this lesson. Let's bring them some good stuff. And I don't know, the universe responds to our energy, so it brings in the blessings. I think you guys are going to have so many blessings. You're going to be shouting to the heavens with joy. But speed up this process by expecting it, by thanking your guides, because they do like to be thanked. They do like to be thanked. So our gratefulness and us saying thank you will bring that in so much faster. So let's get some astro dice for you guys. So we got the sun, we got Aries, and we got the 8th house. Interesting energy. So a lot of fire with the sun, which rules Leo, and Aries, ruled by Mars. And then we have 8th house, which is ruled by Scorpio, aka Pluto. So the Pluto is the placement of transformational change, major change, and also the phoenix, resurrection, taking something that was dead or done and making it into something beautiful and amazing. So I feel like, again, this is a major change happening for you guys, and it's an end to your old life, which I feel like for a lot of you guys, it was a life of lack and not having enough. And so that's changing. Things that you guys were like, oh, maybe that could never happen to me. You're like, yeah, I'm working really hard on my career, but it's too late for love or something like that. No. You guys are going to see it come in. The sun is the ultimate regenerative life source in our planet and galaxy and universe. So it's like this is going to infuse you with so much light, so many blessings. First house is kind of like new beginnings, and it's also energy and enthusiasm. And I see that for you guys. It's also a planet of like youth and young people, children, and it's like some of you guys might be having children, or I feel like you're gonna feel like a kid because it's like it's gonna be such a blessing in your life. You're gonna be like, oh my god, I feel like a 7-year-old that got like an ice cream cone. That just came to mind. But funny how they'll bring up like the pick a card thing. But the pick a card item that we chose from. But it's like, remember when you were 7 and like your parents would stop to get ice cream, and it felt like the most exciting thing ever because kids have such an enthusiasm. And that's what you guys are going to have, is like this joy for everything happening in your life. You're going to be like, how did I get so lucky? This is like a dream. So, wow, I don't want to go on too long for you guys, but you guys have so many blessings coming in. I am so excited for you, pile 1. This is like overall glow up, everything good coming in. So you have so much to look forward to. I am so happy for you, pile 1. How incredibly beautiful. I hope you guys enjoy this energy and savor it, because it really is just the most beautiful high vibe energy ever, and I'm so happy for you guys. So pile 1, let me know if it resonated in the comments. Make sure to give this reading a big thumbs up if it did. Also, make sure to turn on your notifications for this channel. Make sure you're subscribed, and check out my Patreon, link in my bio if you want to check out more of those readings over there. I'm sending you guys so much love and light, and I hope you all have an amazing day and take care of yourself, and I will see you very soon. Take care, guys. Bye. Hey, pile 2. So if you guys picked this orange ice cream, this is going to be your reading. So like I said, I think this is probably orange flavored. There's this cute little raspberry with the stem attached, so it's probably nice and freshly picked. And then there's lots of cream decorating it, whipped cream in different designs. So it's probably maybe orange and cream sherbet flavored. It looks super good. There's also a lot of detail on the actual cone, so it looks good enough to eat. But anyway, let's get right into your cards, guys. You guys got 9 of Pentacles, 2 of Wands, King of Swords, and Queen of Cups. So wow, with the 9 of Pentacles coming in, you guys are going to be experiencing financial abundance and success, maybe some luxury. You may be having a financial windfall of some kind, or reaching an achievement with your career. It's going to be going very well for you financially. So this is a lifestyle that's more higher end, that's more abundant, that's a little bit wealthier. So if you guys have been trying to manifest abundance and wealth, that being the first card shows that that it is here, and this is the good news you've been waiting for with that. Then we also have Two of Wands, King of Swords, and Queen of Cups, and I feel these are all kind of related. So I'm going to go into them. With the Two of Wands, a lot of you guys might be facing a decision. I almost feel like some of you guys have been trying to decide between different paths or make something up in your mind, or just you might be uncertain about the future, and maybe a decision will present itself, or you've been debating something like, should I do that? I don't know, I'm not sure. And I feel like you guys are going to make your mind up and have the clarity you want with the King of Swords coming in and with the Queen of Cups coming in. So those are two different forms of intelligence, but both highly intelligent. King of Swords is more intelligent in kind of a logical, rational, very mentally sharp type of way. It is swords, which is air. Air talks about kind of mental intelligence. It's related a little bit to Mercury, even though it also rules Virgo, which is an earth sign, but I always associate air with Mercury energy because it's intellectual, it's highly intelligent, it's very smart, and it's, you know, good at looking at a situation and kind of cutting to the quick with their sword, you know, and really seeing things how they are, and using their intelligence to get to the core of an issue. Then we have Cups. Cups is intelligence that is more water-based, aka intuitive, aka psychic, aka emotional, loving, kind of vibes, feelings. And I feel you guys are going to combine that to come to your decision. You know, the Queen of Cups is one of the most psychic, intuitive cards in the whole deck, if not the most intuitive. So this is, I think, honestly, what's coming to mind for a lot of you guys is like, you already know this answer. You already know where you're supposed to head. And I feel like in the next period of time, some good news you'll be getting is that this indecision you've been feeling, or confusion about how to proceed in a certain way, is going to clear up. Even if you're like, oh, I'm not that confused about something, it might present itself where you feel like you're on the right path right now, but something else changes that I feel like is going to realign you with the right path that you're supposed to be on. That's going to lead to this Nine of Pentacles. It feels like that might even be separate. It might just be some kind of decision or some kind of clarity you guys need about some issue you're going to get it, you're going to understand, and you're going to have this knowledge that you guys have been wanting, and you're going to feel settled with it. You know, I think when we know something deep in our spirit, it gives us a different kind of clarity. It gives us this settled feeling of like, I know that's right for me, and someone could come along and say like, no, actually that's wrong, and blah blah blah, and we don't really care. We're like, okay, anyway, so I'm gonna keep doing it. And it's like, for you guys, I feel like you're gonna know this, and it's going to free up so many things in your life, and it's going to lead to the Nine of Pentacles. We are seeing a lot of wealth and abundance for you guys. So this is money. This is going to be success. If you guys have been wondering about something having to do with your career, or wondering about something having to do with like, how do I get to the success, you're going to get the clarity and the answers, and you're going to know which way to choose. I see a lot of you guys, maybe I get, you know, people wanting to know their life destiny, career, you know, how they should proceed. And it's like, you're going to find those answers, I think, very soon. So that's really exciting, because I know that's a huge thing that a lot of you guys struggle with, is like, am I on the right path? Destiny, what's my destiny? What's my life purpose? Is this the right career for me? And I feel like you're going to have the answers, and you guys are going to be kind of shepherded down this right path for career or for life for yourself. So let's get more cards though. So we got Carrying Connections, Magician and the Mirror, Garden and the Gate, Indecision, and Goddess of the Moon. So it's so funny that all these cards about, you know, indecision or making a decision always get followed up by Goddess of the Moon or Queen of Cups, like this intuitive queen feminine energy. So Goddess of the Moon is all about intuition and your psychic abilities, because that's what intuition is. And it's like, I feel like you guys are going to be tapping into that very deeply. You guys are going to be spiritually and psychically and metaphysically on point, and you guys are probably going to be manifesting a lot as well with the Magician and the Mirror and the Garden of the Gate too. Those cards kind of relate. The Magician and the Mirror is kind of a lot about manifestation, alchemy, making things happen for ourselves, choosing our destiny, and going out and getting it and putting that out there into the universe that that's what you want. And the garden and the gate is really about doing also that difficult self-growth. And I see a lot of you guys have been working on that. A lot of you guys have been delving in deep into like, I need to fix this in myself, or I need to work on this, or I could improve this, or I feel spirit is calling me to change this. And I see you guys leaning into that. And it's like there's so much growth coming through that I think is what's leading you to the Nine of Pentacles energy. You guys are tapping into your intuition so much, and it's getting so deep. Your relationship with spirit or God may be a lot deeper than it was as a result of this journey. But it's like you have the answers you've been looking for. You guys start to see the clarity. You start to see things with a lot of clearness about what you're supposed to do. It's like the fog kind of lifts and you're like, oh, that's the solution. Okay. And I see this as being something so positive for you, something that you have been wanting for a really long time. Whatever this clarity is something that you have been like craving. You've been like desperate for. You may have tried to watch pick a cards and you're like, I'm trying to figure this out, but I don't know. And it's like when it comes down, it's going to come in with such force. I feel like you guys are just going to know, okay, I got my answer. It came through. And I always say, if you are confused, I always ask, I always tell people, ask your guides to give you that clarity. Tell them, make it really obvious. Sometimes when I asked my guides for advice on where to live, I saw this guy jogging down the road with the sign of the city. And then I was like, oh my God, and it just stuck out to me. Then I saw something else about that place and something else, and I was like, oh my gosh, these are the messages. So sometimes when we are really looking for specific advice, we can ask our guides to make it really clear to us, and it's funny how they'll present things to us. So whatever it is, ask for that clarity. But I do see with Caring Connections, not only are you guys getting the money, but you're getting the love. So with Nine of Pentacles, talking about that a little bit, because we covered some of the other stuff, but going back to that, that can also talk about us being right about to reach the final pinnacle in our career, us being at Nine of Pentacles, aka not 10 of Pentacles yet. So generally Nine of Pentacles does indicate already a huge level of achievement, of luxury, of financial success, easiness, abundance. But for some times it can indicate, you're right close. It's right about to happen. It's not there yet. So if you guys haven't fully reached 10 of Pentacles yet, it's like you are going to get there, and it's just like keep going. But I see for a lot of you guys, you are going to reach that. And maybe that's where this Caring Connections love energy might come in. You might get friends or partnerships or some love if you've been wanting a soulmate. I feel like with Magician in the Mirror, a lot of you guys have been trying to manifest specific stuff, and this specific stuff is going to come in. Whatever you guys wrote on your vision board, it is going to happen. And I feel like you guys are going to get the mental clarity on how to achieve it, because sometimes we write things on our vision board, but then we got to make it happen in the natural, right? We got to make it happen in this real world. So even though it's already ours, and metaphysically speaking, we got to actually figure out the path to like, okay, how do I actually bring that into my life? And I think that's what you guys are going to get. You guys are going to have this major key fall into place of like, I've got to do that. And I feel like it could come also to let you have this love that you guys want. So we got clarity, that's coming in so strong, commitment, beauty, empowerment, and freedom. So we already talked about the clarity that is coming, such a theme in this reading. Some clarity you guys need, some knowledge and understanding, it's going to come. But then we have beauty and commitment. So y'all are going to be looking cute. You guys are going to be on point physically. You're going to be looking good during this time, I think. And feeling yourselves. I'm feeling myself by Beyonce, and I feel like, that might be what brings in this love relationship for you guys. It's like, I feel like no one can kind of hold you back right now. I'm hearing that line from a song like, ain't nothing gonna hold me back or something. So it's like you guys are unstoppable. It feels like you guys finally stepped into your power, and I'm seeing just a breakthrough moment. People may have tried to hold you back, but you're kind of coming out of your cage. And now I'm hearing that lyric, I'm coming out of my cage, doing just fine. So it's like you're not, hiding away from the world anymore or letting other people tell you what to do. I sense this really fiery energy for a lot of you guys, honestly. Like, I just feel like it's like you kind of know, like before you may have doubted yourself or you may have been like unsure of yourself. And during this period, you're feeling yourself so much and it's radiating out beauty wise. And the Queen of Cups is also a very romantic, you know, beautiful sign. Like she radiates a lot of feminine energy. And for some of you guys who are my feminines or my masculines too, but you might just be feeling the vibe of romance. You know, Cups cards can be extremely, extremely romantic and very like love energy. It's not as rooted in the physical; it's more metaphysical, you know, than actual physical. So it's more in the kind of astral plane, kind of. It's like feelings love. It's not as like sex based, but I feel like you guys are going to be vibing, and but they have a lot of magnetism, you know, a lot of attraction. A lot of people are drawn to cups energies for that reason. Water signs, whether it's Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. Scorpio literally rules over sex. So I mean, there's a lot of magnetism that these water energies have just by nature of being kind of dreamy and romantic, and people are drawn to it. And I feel like you guys are going to be giving off that vibe, and a lot of you guys might be doing self-care or making yourselves look extra good. Maybe you're redoing your makeup routine. Also keep in mind cups are creativity. So you guys might be looking at things with a different aesthetic sense. Like, oh, you know what? I want to change my blush, or I want to change up my eyeshadow, or I want to change out my fashion. But it's like, I feel like you guys are ready to date. And I honestly think for a lot of you guys that have been wanting to date, you might even be dating around, but in like a fun way. Like, it's like you're having fun because I just sense this like excitement energy coming forward. I sense that you guys are doing what you want. It's almost like people may have tried to tell you what to do or what you should do, and you're not listening anymore. You're like, you don't actually know. Look at your life. It's not that great. And you're trying to tell me what to do? No, no. And so I feel like you guys are just coming in here with like such an attitude, and I love it though. Like, it's like you guys just are, like I said, feeling yourselves. Let's go into the tarot as well. The other tarot cards, we got King of Cups, so a lot of cups energy, y'all. Two of Cups, the Empress, oh my gosh, and King of Wands. So I am picking up on Wands energy. I mentioned that, like fiery, like it's like you're kind of a cup fire, a cup wand combo, water fire combo. Like, you guys are bringing in this sensitivity, creativity, psychic ability, but you're also coupling it with like, don't try to tell me what to do. Oh no, I'm confident, I'm feeling good. And so I feel like, yeah, with the King of Cups, you guys are also being very intuitive, and you know, also your emotions are very well balanced. You have a great way of managing your emotions. You guys are not going to be overwhelmed if someone says something rude to you. I feel like you guys don't care anymore. Like, you're just like, you're in such a high vibe all the time. Like, some of your dreams are coming true. Your dreams are finally manifesting, and the things you wanted are coming true. So it's like, why would you get bogged down if some stranger's kind of rude to you? You know what I mean? Or someone cuts you off in traffic. You don't care. You're like, hello, my life's a dream. It's like a lottery winner. You know, they're not going to get mad if like, you know, they have to wait at a green light or a red light, you know, for extra long or something. They're not going to suddenly have their mood tank because of something tiny, because they're like, I just won the lottery. And that's how it feels with you guys. You guys seem so happy. And with the Two of Cups, that also talks about a partnership. So we got a lot of cards having to do with partnership. So you guys aren't just having money, you're having love. And it's like a whole all over glow up. Honestly, you guys are having multiple things come in. And with the Empress, again, more of that Venus energy. So you guys might be feeling very sexy. And with the King of Wands and Venus, or excuse me, and the Empress, which is Venus, but anyway, with the King of Wands and the Empress, you guys are going to be radiating some sexual energy, like I mentioned earlier, but the cards are coming in to confirm that, you know, the Empress is one of the very sexy cards. Like, she's radiating her femininity. She gives off a vibe that, like I said, kind of like in the Queen of Cups is kind of somewhat similar, where it's like romantic, she's emotional, she's in a feminine energy, she's attractive. And I feel like with the King of Wands, that's a fiery energy that's very sexy. It's very sex appeal, and kind of like that romanticism or that love energy that's rooted in the physical, rooted in the lower chakras rather than the higher chakras, rooted in like being turned on by someone, being attracted to them, being full of life and zest for them. And then, like I said, Queen of Cups is more like esoteric love, like spiritual love, deep love. So it's like you guys are combining both of those. You know what I mean? You're giving off a vibe of someone that like gets you a girl that does both, or gets you a man that does both. You know, you guys have it all. You have this physical sex appeal, but you also have this kind of dreamy, intuitive quality. So it's like, what could be better than both of those? And I think a lot of people are going to be drawn to you. I think you guys are going to have a lot of offers, a lot of people seeing you and being like, oh my gosh, this person looks really good. Oh my gosh, this person, I want to be around them. Wow, they're sexy. And I feel like you might have that opportunity to turn one of these relationships into a serious partnership and a serious commitment, because we got commitment, we got Two of Cups, we got caring connections. A lot of you guys may be finding a boyfriend or a girlfriend or a husband or a wife, whatever you guys want. Or if you're already in a relationship, that's deepening. There's this, sensual energy threading through your life, and also just enjoyment of life. I think a lot of you guys have done a lot of deep meditations and stuff, and it's like you're the energy you're radiating is just very on point. It's very deep. It's very intelligent in a spiritual sense and also in a physical sense. Like you're not just kind of like someone who's meditating alone on a mountain and very like austere, but you're also not just someone who's being frivolous and too fire energy and too just, like just sleeping with everyone and just not being careful about their energy. You guys are combining that with like the vibe of a monk with like the body of like a hottie, if that makes sense. So yeah, you guys are looking good, feeling good, and everything is on point with your vibe. So we also got Lay of the Land, Ancestral Wisdom, and Galactic Mushroom, the Divine Matrix. So you guys may be having downloads from your ancestors as some really good news that you guys are going to be getting. I feel like your guides and your team on the other side has been trying to steer you guys, because like I said, I think I see you guys getting even more psychic wisdom, but I also feel like you guys have had psychic wisdom come to you for a while. You guys it's not your first rodeo, a lot of you guys in this deck. Maybe there's some people that stumbled into this pile that never meditated or have no spiritual history, and that's totally awesome and cool and welcome. And I hope you guys will enjoy the pick of cards and find other resources about how to glow up, maybe on YouTube. But it's like I see you guys getting even more wisdom wherever you are on this journey. I see you guys becoming very deeply connected with spirit, with your guides, with your angels, which you can call upon and ask them for help anytime, and your ancestors. I think it's really important that people also remember to always give respect to your ancestors. I think a lot of people kind of miss that or don't understand that. It's really important that you express gratefulness to your team and your ancestors and everyone who's working for you, your angels too, and your spirit guides and everyone, and tell them like, thank you for everything you've done for me. Thank you for all the ways you've helped me in this world, because we all need all the help we can get, right? And I think you guys are going to be getting a lot of help from them. I think they're going to be very close to you, working with you closely. So even if there's some, ancestors or someone in your line that you didn't get along with or you don't like that much, it's important to understand that like on the other side, they are going to be working for you, even if they, made mistakes in their life or whatever it is. So it's important that you always express gratefulness and respect for them. And, tell them, thank you for saving me with this, or thank you for helping me with this, because I see this relationship as being very important for you guys at this time. So make sure you're actually engaging in that and remembering that as a process. With the Galactic Mushroom, again, very intuitive, very psychic, very connected to everyone at this time, and working on your spiritual growth process. So let's get more cards. Healing chaos, opportunity, flexibility, and truth. Again, there's going to be some major truth or major intuition, major knowledge that comes through to you guys that I think is going to be so incredibly important. And I think it's been a long time coming for you guys. I think this is something you guys have wanted forever. Like you guys have been wanting to know something in particular. And I feel like for a lot of you guys, this is a decision. This is something you guys are going to be faced with, deciding like yes or no, or should I do that? I don't know. And that truth comes down and comes true, and there's no denying it anymore. It's like you finally have the answers you guys have been seeking. And I feel like for a lot of you guys, this is stepping through to a new opportunity. You might have more financial opportunities or opportunity in your career. Maybe that's something you guys have been ruminating about, like, okay, should I take this deal or not? But I feel like you get those final answers, and I see an opportunity coming in that's going to be really a blessing for you guys, really amazing for you guys. I feel like with flexibility. It's a reminder that, everything works for my highest and greatest good. I always say that. Whenever something bad happens, I always say, everything is working for my highest and best good. And that's such a good mantra to have, because sometimes like life can throw us curveballs, and sometimes something we expect to happen as like, that's going to be awesome. I know it's going to go so great. Doesn't go how we think, but that's okay, because it's all working for our greatest good. It's all working how it should. And so I think it's just saying like, be open to these downloads that you get. Don't be closed off. That's one of the worst things you can do, is have a closed off energy that's like just not accepting things from spirit, because then spirit and the universe has no way to give us the blessings. We might be trying really hard to manifest something, but if our energy is completely closed off and doesn't allow something new to enter, then there's no way for our guides or anyone to make it happen. We may have tried to manifest wealth, but if our energy is like a hard wall, then how are they supposed to bring that into us? So I just think it's like, stay open for whatever this is, whatever this opportunity is, or if you guys are on a certain path that you're not really loving, and then some random opportunity comes up and you're like, I don't know about this. This is a little, I'm not sure. Like, just stay open. I'm not saying like you have to go for it. You have to take it, but consider it, be open to it. If it's not for you, that's totally fine. But always make sure your energy field is open, because I feel like you guys may be being redirected at this time, some of you guys, but it feels very positive. If you're already sure and purely positive about your path, and you know that you're going in the right direction, then definitely don't reroute. Use your intuition and your discretion, because again, it's a general reading, but a lot of you guys are going to get this clarity that it has to do with your journey, has to do with this path you're on, and questions you've been wanting to know about it. And I see it coming in as a sure thing, as no more confusion, no more wondering, with such certainty. And I honestly think that's the biggest gift for you guys, even though we have this money and these relationships coming in, but this has been weighing on a lot of your minds, or eating away at you, or like you've been unsure. And once you know this, it gives you this deep sense of relief of like, oh, I can breathe again. Okay, I can relax. It's okay. And I see a lot of you guys have already been doing healing work, and I see it continuing. So if you guys are still in some chaotic relationships, or still connected somehow to chaotic people, I do see that that is going to come to a close. And I feel like a lot of you guys, with this, deep psychic energy you guys are bringing in, and this deep knowledge with the King of Swords. And the King of Swords is a card also that also has really strong boundaries, also is really good at being like, nope, that's not working. And they have no problem saying it. He has no problem being like, actually, I totally disagree, and presenting his point of view very thoughtfully and skillfully, and in a very well-spoken way. So it's like, I feel like people may have tried to convince you of certain things, or may not be working in your best interest, and you guys start putting up those barriers, or you've already done that, but you're in a very empowered energy with that. You guys know exactly what you deserve, and you're starting to be really vocal about that. So we also got rainbow blessings. Blessings are showering your life. Begin now. Take your first step and first light, beginning a new cycle. So many new beginnings for you guys. And like I said, for some of you guys, this is going to be a brand new opportunity that you're going to have to decide on. And I see a lot of you guys that this is more aligned with your path, or it's something that you've been really wanting to do, really trying to manifest and make happen. And like, it's going to be here. You're going to have this little portal open, and it's going to be this amazing opportunity and chance to really live your dreams and fulfill your destiny. And I feel like Spirit is saying, like I said, be open. It says, take your first step. So if something pops up and you're like, wow, sometimes I think when we have a big blessing, it can be a little bit daunting. Like, it's like, oh gosh, I don't know if I'm ready for that. Or like, ooh, that job would be a big promotion and I've dreamed about it, but I'd have to talk in front of a lot more people, or I'd have a lot of responsibility. Like, I'm not sure if I can do this. And it's almost like when we have that feeling of a little bit of fear, a little bit of being daunted, that's actually a good thing. I always say to myself, this is just like kind of a thing I have, of like, rejection is a good thing. And by that, I mean, if you're putting yourself out there like if you are pushing yourself out of your comfort zone a little bit, trying things that don't work, that's a good sign that because we don't want to get too comfortable. So it's like whenever you're pushing yourself in a way that you're like, oof, I don't know about this, that's the sign that you're right on the right path. It's kind of like when you're working out, they say that you're supposed to be a little out of breath, not a lot, not like exhausted and like falling over, although I guess you could, push yourself that far depending on whatever you're training for. If you're training for the Olympics, you're probably going to be out of breath. But for most of us, when we're working out, a little bit out of breath is good. AKA, it should be a little bit uncomfortable to have a conversation with someone. That's what they say is how you know you're working out the right amount. Literally, that's what they say. So it's like if you can just chat with, the person you're walking next to and just chat up a storm and talk about everything that just happened on your latest soap opera or whatever, then you're walking too slow or you're not challenging yourself enough. And if you're like panting and feel like you're about to pass out, you're working too hard. But it's like we can get into an energy where we assume that all the good things mean easiness, mean like, oh, it should just flow so easy. And it's like, no, actually, the times when we feel nervous or like, oh, I don't know if I'm ready, or we're a little bit out of breath, metaphorically speaking, where we're kind of like, I don't feel as comfortable here as I did before, that's the sign that we're doing the right thing, because we never want to be complacent. So I see you guys pushing forward, for a lot of you guys taking this opportunity, and maybe you're like, I'm not sure if I'm ready, I don't know, but overall it feels like if you take it, it's going to be such a great thing. However you guys decide to proceed with this opportunity or this, whatever this decision is, it's going to be awesome for you guys, because we got blessings are showering your life. We have this beautiful rainbow, such a positive card. So you guys are going to have all these blessings. Like I said, it may come in the form of this romantic relationship or just possibly this money from the 9 of Pentacles. So it's like overall glow up. You guys are having a lot of blessings coming. Some of y'all may have been attracted to pile 1. And if you were, I definitely recommend checking that pile, because you guys kind of have a similar vibe to that pile, but there's some differences. But if you were like deciding, definitely check that one out, because yeah, there's a lot of like cross parallels. But let's get some astro dice, figure out the energies for pile 2, and I'm not surprised at all because we got the moon. So you have had moon energy so strong through this pile, water energy, and then we have the 11th house, which is ruled by Aquarius, and we also have Virgo. So Aquarius is an air sign, and then we have Virgo, which is an earth sign. So there's water, earth, and some air as well. And yeah, I feel like with 11th house, that's Uranus, that it has to do with our relationships with other people and also hopes and dreams. A lot of people who may be kind of new to astrology, the 11th house can be kind of confusing, and they might not know that the 11th house actually is like a dream wish house. It's like random wishes and manifestations and stuff. That's where they're located. So again, a lot of your manifestations are coming true. I just keep seeing that theme over and over again. And also with 11th house, it does have to do with other people, sorry guys, my camera cut out and I didn't notice until the very end of filming. So annoying when that happens. But anyway, 11th house has to do with other people, with people's perception of us and just anyone else like in our, circle. And so I feel like for you guys, you may be going out and about, people may be noticing you, they may be like, oh, this person looks really good, and you guys may be dating around. So if you guys choose to turn that into this serious 2 of Cups caring connections relationship, I definitely see that as a major option for you guys. And I feel like you guys may be bringing in some really deep love, but you also just might be experiencing a really fun time of going out and, it being springtime, although it is a timeless reading. So whenever you watch, it's totally cool, but you may be wanting to be out on the town and wanting to have fun and wanting to just kind of go out to bars. It's your decision how you kind of take this energy and run with it. But I feel like for a lot of you guys, you're going to just be noticed by a lot of people. A lot of people are going to be checking you out and seeing you, and you will have this opportunity to go out and meet people and have fun and have a good time. So then we have Virgo coming in. So Virgo is ruled by Mercury, which I mentioned at the beginning of this reading with the King of Swords. So again, your knowledge is going going to be on point. You guys are going to see things very deeply. And also the King of Swords, as I mentioned, sees things really clearly and kind of has a lot of boundaries up, and Virgo can be really good about that. Virgo is that sign that has a lot of attention to detail and will see things very clearly. Like they're not going to miss any details. Like Virgo is that person you want proofreading your papers, or, you know, fact checking things and double checking for you, because Virgo always notices all the little details and makes sure everything is correct. And I feel like for you guys, again, you're looking at your life very strongly and with a lot of clearness and clarity and focus. And I also feel like you're doing that with your relationships in your life. So if someone isn't serving you, it's got to go. And you guys have these boundaries up. And finally, we got the moon. So is it any surprise that we got the moon? That has come through so many times in this reading. You guys, your intuition is going to be on point. Also, your feminine moon energy of just exuding this vibe of like empress, goddess, being highly intuitive, being highly psychic, having this deep feminine knowledge, intuitive knowledge about things. I see you guys just radiating this. And if you're, you know, I feel like for a lot of you guys, you're going to glow up in terms of your psychic abilities. So maybe some of you guys have been like meditating or trying to meditate, but it's felt like a slog, and you're just kind of meditating and you're trying to get through it, but it's not really working, and something clicks and suddenly, you know, your meditations are so on point. You get all these downloads. A lot of people don't know that, you know, spiritual work and getting spiritual knowledge, a lot of times you level up, you go through each level, you know, you learn one skill and then another and then another and another. And I feel like you guys are leveling up. I feel like your intuition is just really on point and really coming together, and your intuitive abilities are getting stronger and stronger, and you guys are having a lot more knowledge. So wherever you are in this process, people may be on different levels because of different psychic abilities or different, you know, times that they've been dealing in the psychic realm, but whatever it is, you are growing in this arena, and you guys are becoming this master manifestor magician energy who just gets whatever it is they want. So yeah, so many beautiful blessings for you guys. I'm excited for the clarity. I'm excited for the abundance, for the love. I feel like it's like you guys have it all in this pile. And again, if you did feel drawn to pile 1, that would make a lot of sense. So definitely check that out if you felt drawn to that one as well. But let me know in the comments if it resonated, and make sure to give this video a big thumbs up, turn on those notifications, and make sure you're subscribed, you guys. And if you want to check out my additional readings, you can check them out over at my Patreon. Link is in my bio for that, and I'm posting all the time, so check that out if you want to join us over there. I am sending you guys so much love and light, and I hope you all have an amazing day. Take care of yourselves and get ready for all this joy coming in, you guys. So I'll see you next time, pile 2. Bye. Hey pile 3, so if you guys picked this green ice cream, this is going to be your reading. So to me, this looks like it would be pistachio or maybe matcha flavored. There's this cute little raspberry right underneath, complete with the stem, so you know it's nice and fresh. And then these cute dollops of whipped cream in different designs and some green syrup on top. Then there's also a lot of detail on the actual waffle cone. So it really looks like something you could truly pick up in an ice cream parlor or in an ice cream shop, and it would be super delicious. So anyway, let's get into your tarot cards. So you guys got the 7 of Wands, Knight of Cups, Knight of Swords, 4 of Wands, and the Knight of Pentacles reversed. So I can see that for some of you guys, you might actually be getting some good news, like legitimate good news, as in something you guys have been waiting for a long time. With the Knight of Swords, that can indicate, you know, some kind of news or information that like you've really been wanting to have that coming your direction. So Swords is information, it's kind of mental clarity. So you guys might be getting clarity on a situation that you guys have really wanted, and I feel like you guys would be so ecstatic. This might, even for some of you guys with the 4 of Wands, have to do with like if you've been wanting a marriage proposal or something like that. But another energy that I'm picking up on is for a lot of you guys, you've been really working hard. You guys have been probably a little burnt out because we got Knight of Pentacles reversed and 7 of Wands beginning the reading. And to me, this is kind of your current energy. Like it feels like you guys have been hustling really hard, but it's like you guys are having to fight with the 7 of Wands. That's kind of a fighting card. And it feels like your energy is a little bit depleted. And what's coming in my opinion, is this Knight of Cups, Knight of Swords. So I always think with the Knight of Cups, that's really about looking after our emotional selves and doing interests and things that make us feel good, like actively make us feel good. And, so for some of you guys, you might have just a schedule that's so booked out that you have no time to look after your emotional self. Like maybe you're just so busy working all the time that you never have like a lazy afternoon just to relax. Or maybe you just haven't been able to do your hobby in like months. Maybe you love to paint and you haven't been able to paint in forever. Or if you're like me and you're a Cancer moon and your kind of happy place is like cooking in your kitchen, maybe you'll just be able to have a few afternoons where you're just cooking in your kitchen and kind of puttering around and watching whatever's on TV and just chilling. But there's that kind of energy of like you guys getting to do what you love and what makes you feel good. And I feel like with Knight of Swords as well, it could be something where you're just kind of on like a click hole thing online where, sometimes we can just end up being like, oh my gosh, I spent the night like reading about, some medieval history that like doesn't affect my life at all, and I wasn't even interested in it beforehand, but now I know everything about like medieval history in Germany or something. And it's like, or maybe it's reading a book, it would have to be something that I feel like it doesn't directly benefit your career, because it feels like for so many years, or not years, but like recent past for you guys have been so busy, and the only thing you guys have been doing is like focusing on your career and like pushing yourself ahead. And I feel like there's a message from spirit that you guys are really getting kind of dangerously depleted. Your energy stores are burnt out, and it's like this energy is kind of coming in to save the day. You might find that like your boss is like, you know what, I actually don't need you and I want you to take a long weekend off. Or there's some reason why you guys aren't having to work so hard, because I almost feel like a lot of you guys wouldn't necessarily choose this just because you guys are so focused on making things happen and you're so driven. And I feel like your guides have noticed that, and now they're kind of like, okay, time to chill. We need to take a little bit of a break. So this is kind of like a break energy. This is doing things you guys love that make you feel good, not so much focusing on like, is it productive? Am I getting things done? I feel like a lot of you guys, the schedule just needs to be adjusted. Things need to be switched up because there's a lot of possibility for burnout right now, and not so much focus on, am I doing what I love? Are my interests, am I getting to spend time with my interests? Maybe some of you guys haven't even been working so hard, but you've just been so mentally focused on this. You've been so stressed about like money and finances and getting things done with that. And it's like, I just see your guides coming in to give you some kind of stress relief, like a break from this. With the Four of Wands, it could even be a celebration. It might be that like you haven't seen your friends in months because you have been just working so hard and pushing yourself so hard. And with the Four of Wands, that can be a celebratory event. So it might just be going out with your friends to have margaritas, or going out to someone's party or something like that. But it's like, it's time for you guys to focus on yourself. And I feel like spirit is going to bring in these opportunities where you're not just kind of holed up working away and not having a life outside of that. That's going to change if that's the energy you guys have been in. So we also got All Tied Up, Cornucopia, The World, Healer of the Ages, Man Holding a Heart, and finally Envy. So I feel like this is your current energy. So it's funny, it's bookended on both of the pulls by current energy, and then your kind of future energy is in the middle. But it feels like a lot of you guys have had envy against you. And with the Seven of Wands, that can talk about that, that can talk about people who are jealous and kind of fighting you and kind of coming for you. So it feels like you guys have already, I feel, achieved a lot of success. And something else to notice is with the Four of Wands, you could be just celebrating some information about your career, because I think this card pile just feels like you guys are very focused on career. You're probably my people that just love the career readings and like don't care as much about love or something, because you guys feel very focused on that. But you guys might be getting some really good news. Like it may be that, you find out that you got some promotion or something you guys really wanted, some kind of happy thing that you're going to be celebrating and excited about. And maybe that's what stirs up this envy, because it feels like some of you guys have a very elevated position, even if it's just within the office. I feel like people are noticing you. People are paying attention to you on a very deep level. People are very aware of you. And so the more that happens, the more it can stir up envy and people who are low vibrational and people who are like, they don't deserve it, I deserve it. And they don't realize that there's room for everyone at the top. But I feel like a lot of you guys, you've been so focused on yourself and on your own task that a lot of you guys wouldn't know these people and you wouldn't assume it to be them. Some of you guys might be like, no, I know exactly who these people are. But I actually feel like for a lot of you in this pile, there's more. I'm hearing there's multiple. So I feel like there are multiple people that have seen what you guys have accomplished and they're jealous and they're envious towards you. So they're directing a lot of negative energy your way. And I see you guys as being so focused on your career that you don't even notice it. Maybe it's something where, you'll have that time off and you'll be just, chilling in your apartment. And then suddenly it occurs to you like, oh my God, Maureen never actually congratulated me and she's been giving me a weird vibe, and it like clicks. Because it's really in those moments of silence that we get those communications from spirit. So I feel like for a lot of you guys, it's like this break will help you in some way to be protected from them. I'm not sure exactly how, but just putting in a little bit of space with us can also bring up our protection. Like I mentioned to you guys, like, ghosts will come in and attach themselves to someone who's very burnt out because their energy is a lot more accessible. And I'm not saying y'all are going to get ghosts. Don't worry. I'm not saying that at all. Like usually ghosts are attached to either a person or a building or a space. So if you don't have like a ghost in your space, like they wouldn't, come in just randomly. But I feel like for some of you guys, like when these people are directing the evil eye or negative stuff towards us, when we're so exhausted and depleted, just like our physical strength, I don't know why I can't say that word, but just like our physical level goes down, so does our spiritual protection. So it's like we're not able to fight back as much and put up the same kind of barriers with the same level of strength when we're just physically exhausted. And I honestly think some of you guys are verging on physical exhaustion. But I also want to say that the great news about this is that this switches up. You guys aren't going to be as busy and tied up all the time. I feel like a lot of you guys are going to be working on this schedule and you're going to be coming into this wealth and abundance and the world. So if you guys have been trying to get like I said, social media off the ground, that is going to happen. You guys are going to have success with that. People are going to be noticing you. It's going to be all eyes on you, and people are going to be paying attention to everything you've accomplished, but in a good way. I feel like a lot of you guys might be putting out stuff on social media that honestly really feeds people's soul. Like it's like this is stuff that they kind of need to hear, want to hear, and it adds something to them. So whatever you guys are putting out, maybe you have a spiritual presence online or something, or maybe you're just that healer for the people in your life. Maybe you're that person that everyone goes to and like talks about like, so then he said this to me and I wasn't sure what to say, and you're always talking people through in your life. But again, I feel like that's a little exhausting for some of you guys, and I think your guides want to see you come into an energy of having more fun and focusing on your emotions. If your cup is completely empty, there's nothing to give to anyone else. That's why when we're in Ace of Cups energy and our cup is overflowing and we're feeling amazing, we are a radiant source of life in our world. And never feel guilty for like looking after yourself or being like, I just need to take a day off or I need to pause, because that when we are high vibrational in our own space, it actually transforms the world. So you're doing good by looking after yourself and making yourself happy. And I feel like some of you guys, you feel this great obligation towards others, towards helping others, but you guys don't necessarily look after yourselves. A lot of you guys are my empaths and you're very giving, very loving to people, but you're not taking care of your own space. You are looking after everyone else, but like your own life is kind of, I don't want to say falling apart, but you're so overburdened with tied up. I feel like a lot of you guys have a crazy schedule and you're just so booked, or you're so busy all the time that you just don't have any time to think about what you like. For some of you guys, you may be going out and dating or having some romance come in with man holding a heart, but I also feel like that card can be just you paying attention to yourself and your own heart. But for a lot of you guys, you might not have created any space in your life for your loved ones, or even for finding a loved one. Maybe you are single and you haven't been on a date in like a year or years, or maybe you guys are in a relationship but you never see your significant other. But it's like Spirit's kind of putting an end to this energy. It's like they see your hustle and you guys have already manifested this. So now it's time to pull back a little, not be so burnt out. And I do see that Spirit may continue to bring you this lesson until you guys can really learn it. Because I feel like a lot of you guys, you haven't, you kind of know you're supposed to switch this up a little bit, but you guys keep trying to give to everyone. You guys are so open-hearted and so kind. I feel like you guys are that pile that it's really hard for you to like walk past someone who's homeless, or it's really hard for you guys to, if someone's like, can you stay late? It's really hard for you to turn them down. You always want to give. You want to make people happy. A lot of empaths, are that way because they feel other people's negative emotions. So when someone's mad at them or upset with them or disappointed, it's like their own punishment. So they always want to avoid that by making everyone happy, but they have to learn that you got to look after yourself first, and you got to put up those walls and barriers a little bit. So I see you guys learning to say no a little bit more, learning that you have to be at your highest self to be able to give to others in the best way. So I know that may seem like not the best news, but honestly, that's a long time coming for you guys, and I see it as such a positive change. So we also got willpower, confidence, closure, and career. So a lot of you guys, this is about having that confidence in yourself and that ability to kind of say no to things that don't serve you. Because I think a lot of you guys have been kind of running on willpower. You have been just pushing yourself and pushing yourself and pushing yourself and kind of convincing like, sooner or later I'll catch up on sleep, or sooner or later I'll get a break, or sooner or later my boss is going to let me off. And you have to realize that that's not how life works. We have to make that choice and step towards that ourselves and be like, I kind of demand this. Like, no, I'm not going to work until 8 p.m. every night and not get paid for those extra 3 hours of work, because technically you pay me to 5, but now I'm staying until 8. Or I am not going to work through my lunch hour, or I am not going to, return your emails at 2 a.m. Like, you guys, I think, are going to start realizing that some of these boundaries are really necessary, and you're going to become a better person by having enacted them. You're actually going to become better at your job and more present and more capable, and your career is going to benefit from this. But it's almost like you need this confidence. I feel like some of you guys, you might have imposter syndrome, or you might doubt yourself, or there's this feeling of like, I have to work extra hard because I'm so lucky to have this job. Or it's almost like you may be really nervous about finances with the Knight of Pentacles reversed. You may be like, how am I going to make this happen? How am I going to pay for this? I'll do anything. And it's like, whenever we're in that desperate energy, honestly, some people can take advantage of that. Or some people who don't have high vibrational intentions can be like, okay, yeah, I'm not really paying them fairly, but it works for me. And I feel like some of you guys need to realize that you're amazing at what you do. You guys are such a source of light in this universe. You guys are healer of the ages. Your presence, I've said this line before, but it's coming to mind, is ASAP Rocky, just to kick it is a blessing. So it's like, just to be around you in your presence is a blessing. And you guys need to know that and stop questioning like, oh, am I doing it right? Yes, you guys are bringing so much to this world. And I think your guides are going to make you clear about this. Like, you're not doubting yourself anymore. You know how much worth you have. You know what you're bringing to the table. And these people can't convince you otherwise anymore. They can't get in your head and make you think that, you're not doing anything so great, or that like, well, you're doing okay, but it's actually not that awesome, and this person does it better. Like, I feel like that doubt that you guys had really starts fading away, and you guys come into this awareness of everything you guys bring. So you end this phase in your life of being like unsure of yourself, and you come into this huge level of confidence, because I feel like a lot of you guys are going to get promotions or bonuses, or you're going to be just doing really well. But I think a lot of that, it's like proof of what energy you've already been in. Like, you guys have already been doing so awesome. You guys have already been churning out this why can't I talk? Output of work that is so high. You guys have already, even if you're in an assistant position, it's like you are like working like your CEO, But what is coming to mind is something with that is like, you're not getting paid like the CEO. And that's the thing, is like, I think a lot of times we just have to have more confidence in ourselves, or know our worth. Like, if you could imagine, I think a lot of people who want to take advantage of people, they go after kind of like young people who don't have experience, don't have the confidence, and don't know what they deserve, So maybe like a company that's kind of shady, they'll hire a bunch of unpaid interns just fresh from college that don't know what they're doing. Or they will, you know, someone who's kind of creepy and has bad intentions will try to date someone who's really, really young because they don't know what to expect in a relationship or whatever. And it's like, I think, like, if you could imagine, you know, someone going to like a 65-year-old man that has a ton of work experience in a field and asking him to take an unpaid internship, he would laugh in their face, you know? And for you guys, this is like, you're going to get in that energy of laughing in people's face when they ask you to do this stuff for free, because a lot of people have been relying on you not knowing your worth and you questioning yourself. And that is going to end, and you guys are going to know exactly what you guys bring to the table. So we also got 7 of Swords, 8 of Cups, Wise Counselor, aka the Hierophant, Queen of Pentacles, Ego, aka the Death card, and that was too early, so we're putting that back. But yeah, so again, bookended by current energy and then future energy in the middle. So 7 of Swords and the Devil card. Again with the haters, again with the jealousy. I really don't want to freak this pile out. And so don't get stressed about it, because I think you guys are protected. Very strongly that's coming across. But you guys have a lot of jealous people around you. And I think you guys are so sweet-hearted, soft-hearted, that you would never even assume that anyone has it out for you. You would always assume the best, assume that they mean well, assume that like they're trying as much as they can and they didn't mean it. And you know, that they have the same good intentions that you do, but that's just not the case. And I see you guys kind of waking up to this and being a lot more, I don't even think though you have to be that aware of these people, because it feels like they're ineffectual. I don't see them being able to succeed in whatever they're trying to do. I see you guys just putting up more natural boundaries, energetic boundaries, and whatever they're trying to accomplish is only because you guys are coming into Queen of Pentacles energy. You guys are making so much money. I see if you guys, I feel like this pile, like I mentioned, I feel like you guys are stressed and very focused on career. So yes, you got Queen of Pentacles. You guys will accomplish so much abundance and have so much money coming into you guys. And with the Hierophant, you may be elevated. Again, you guys are like the teachers. You guys are spiritual teachers. You might be elevated to a high up position or something, even within your field or just in general, where a lot of people are looking at you, noticing you, taking stock of what you guys are saying. And I see with the 8 of Cups, you guys are not, you know, you're leaving this behind. You're like, I'm done with this energy. And so it's like you are stepping into those higher level cup cards. You've been through the kind of confusion and the doubt and the, you know, not the doubting yourself and the not being all there. And you're coming into like 9 of Cups energy where you feel fulfilled. You know what you bring to the table. So yeah, I feel like a lot of this is mental changes happening with you that then echo out, but the money is coming in, the success is coming in, but more than that, also like the balance in your life. Like it's not just success, but you're still working, you know, 60-hour work weeks. It's like you're actually getting to enjoy life, because with the Knight of Pentacles reversed like that, it's like, you know, money is a good thing, but like, what's the point of money if you're not enjoying your life? If you're stressed and burnt out and like upset and like exhausted and you don't actually have that time. Like the whole point of, you know, Pentacles energy is to bring in also the room for the Cups energy and to let us spend time doing things we enjoy and that makes our heart sing, and not just make us like these stressed out, running around all the time, harried people. So I see that you guys are going to be focusing more on your emotional well-being, and that's going to actually bring in this money as well. It feels like the abundance is just so on point with the Queen of Pentacles. Like I feel like whatever you guys have been trying to manifest, it's going to come down. Like you guys are going to make that happen, and there is going to be a lot of finances at your disposal, a lot of money, a lot of abundance. And I see that is one of the things that gives you guys confidence and this more free time, because it's almost like you don't need to be as stressed about money because it's here, so you don't need to worry about it all the time. So we got deep quiet, meditation and stillness, lost in space, needing direction, falling angel, spiritual narcolepsy, and watchers transpersonal. So a lot of you guys, I think in this pile, have like some kind of a public platform, or people are aware of you, whether that's, like I said, some kind of social media or just at your work, but like people are taking notice. You are on a lot of people's minds, which is probably where you're getting all this jealousy. That just happens when we're in an elevated position, is like people just get jealous. Low vibrational people tend to be jealous by nature. So it's just like they could see anyone and they're going to get jealous of them. And whenever we're like whenever we are the ones on stage, they're going to be jealous of us. So yeah, but you guys, I feel like also have a lot of supporters, a lot of people that really love you. And so it's like you should focus on that. You should focus on the people that want the best from you, because I see you guys just doing so well with this and people being so impressed with you. Like, I feel like whatever you guys are bringing to this world, it's so powerful and it's so amazing. But sometimes for my kind of spiritual tribe that like is the spiritual leaders, and they kind of need a little bit more of that meditation time. They need to take time out for themselves to actually absorb these messages from spirit and actually to take on whatever these lessons are. And so it's like you guys haven't had that opportunity because you've been so busy. So yeah, this is like free, easy days. This is like a Sunday off or a week off or a vacation time. This is like drinking a pina colada by the pool. But maybe some of you guys don't drink, and that's fine. But this is like vacation mode. This is like, I am taking time out for myself. I'm putting up some boundaries. And I think you guys need this direction. I think this has been a message your guides have been trying to send you guys for a long time with falling angel spiritual narcolepsy, and you just haven't wanted to hear. You keep just kind of, blocking that out and pretending like it's not happening and just kind of like, oh, well, I'm just going to push myself a little bit further, and sooner or later this schedule will clear up and things will be fine. And that's just not how spirit works. When we have a lesson to learn, they're going to keep presenting us with it until we learn it. One of my favorite quotes and jokes is from Joel Osteen, and he always says, the good thing about spirit is if you fail the test the first time, he lets you take it again, which is a joke because it's like we don't want to be tested all the time, but it is a good thing because we're supposed to learn these lessons. And when we don't learn them early on, we'll have to learn them sooner or later. So I feel like some of you guys also might be elevated to an even higher position with where you guys are headed in this trajectory. I see you might be really like to the moon, like just gonna be rising so high. And so it's like you need to set these boundaries early. You need to learn the art of telling people no, because the higher you rise, the more people you're gonna have tugging on you and trying to get, your attention. And so it's like you're gonna need to have this ability to set some boundaries. And I think that's, something a lot of you guys need to learn. I know you guys are such sweethearts in this card, but we need to learn to say no. So we got a gateway and we got courage. So a lot of you guys, yeah, you're going to have the courage to tell someone like, I can't do that. I don't have time. Or like, that doesn't work for my schedule. Can we do it at this time? Or I actually didn't, finish that project, but, that was kind of what you were supposed to do. And so, yeah, I just didn't have time to help you. I was working on my own stuff, because I feel like a lot of people around you very much demand on your time, and they don't really have a lot of respect, to be honest, for you and your boundaries and your schedule and all of that. I feel like a lot of people around you. I want to shuffle one more card from this deck. Actually, I'm just feeling called to. A lot of people around you, I don't want to say they're users, but they don't seem to understand like that you have your own limits as well. So we got flexibility going forward and opportunity. So yeah, I do think this is going to be a financial opportunity, maybe a financial windfall, but also I feel like with flexibility, it's like, I think in a way, like your schedule or whatever you guys are working on is more flexible than you think. Like, I think you guys think you have to like fit into this box of doing things exactly at this time and the way people are asking of you. And I feel like you guys are going to now have the chance and the opportunity to switch things up and have it work for you, because you can't just be on a schedule that works for someone else. You also have to do things that, you're making sure you're looking after yourself. So I see your career doing really well moving forward. You guys might be having a big opportunity come in, like a big deal in this, or a promotion, or some kind of really happy news. But I see this as a real gateway stepping stone in your life, like some kind of a portal opening up that has been a long time coming, that steps you into the destiny you want. And I feel like after this period of kind of difficulty and this learning period, it's like afterwards you come out so much stronger. You guys are coming out of this not doubting yourselves anymore. I think this imposter syndrome or whatever this is just goes away. And now we know our worth, and now we can really manifest stuff. So let's get some final cards. We got overcoming obstacles. You can overcome anything. Narrow pathway, tread carefully, staying focused, hold the course, and fogged in, go slow, take time. So some of y'all need to just slow down. You guys are going full force, and it's okay to take your time a little bit. It's okay to look after your mental well-being. I feel like a lot of you guys, you're almost like rushing something. Like it's got to happen now. It's got to happen right now. It's got to look this way. It's going to happen in this time frame. And it's like, it's okay if it takes a little bit longer. A lot of times those are the strongest things. Like, I think, what's coming to mind is like, there are some shows where they'll like build a house in like a week or something. And a lot of times those end up having like structural problems, and like the show leaves and they won't, follow up on it. They're not going to like announce to the viewers, but like they've found, or like people have done exposés of the fact that like some of these houses are not like structurally stable, and they'll end up like falling down or just having a lot of problems. Whereas a house that takes, months and years to build is going to be so stable. Like those houses that they used to build in like Europe in the Middle Ages, like they're still all over in like Britain or in, France or Germany. Like they're still standing. Those big stone like castles and stuff, they're like hundreds of years old. And even some of the small houses and stuff. But, back in the day, it was like a process to build these houses. It would take time. Or like the pyramids in Egypt, those are still around after thousands of years because everything was done with such precision, and it took a long time to build and a lot of effort, but they're still standing. But most of the houses, like at least in the US, I think that we live in nowadays, made of plaster, like they're probably not going to last 1,000 years. I feel confident saying that. They're already having problems like 4 years into it. You can like dent your wall by like kicking it too hard, or or accidentally banging something into it. So it's like whenever we take that extra time to build, if it takes time slowly, a lot of times that lasts longer. So you guys are on this right course, and it's like just, I think the risk for you guys is getting exhausted, getting burnt out. You're gonna overcome all of this, but it's like, tread thoughtfully. So don't just be rushing into this and being like, I'm just gonna rush forward and I'm not gonna pay attention to my limits. I'm just gonna go, go, go. No, we need to look after ourselves. We need to make sure we're in a good place, and then we can help others. So let me get some astro dice for pile 3 as far as good news coming to pile 3. So we got the 5th house, we got the sun, and we got Gemini. So 5th house has to do with it relates to Leo, it relates to the sun. And so we got a lot of sun energy here. And the sun is the major force of energy in this universe. And a lot of you guys need to replenish your energy. 5th house also relates to all their interests. I feel like Leo is that person that always will believe in themselves, always knows how to speak up for themselves. They will always be like, that doesn't work for me, or I don't like that, or I want this, because Leo has no problem. Maybe some of you guys are Pisces, because this is kind of like self-sacrificing Pisces energy. But the energy coming through for this, I feel like you guys need to step into this Leo energy of knowing your worth and paying attention also to what makes you feel good. Leos know their worth so deeply, and that's the hallmark of being a Leo. And some of you guys need to learn that. You need to learn that you guys are putting out something that's incredible. And maybe some of you guys need to raise your prices, or maybe some of you guys need to just have some different boundaries up, or have that conversation about, this hasn't really been a fair schedule for me. I need a little more time off. I feel like with Gemini coming through, that is ruled by Mercury, and it's all about communication. So, maybe you guys need to speak up. Maybe you guys need to voice this to people, because I feel like it's almost like you could put up these boundaries, but you guys are scared, or you don't want to, or you don't have the self-worth to do it. So also 5th house has to do with our hobbies, our interests, things that bring us joy, creativity, all kinds of creativity, like writing, drawing, painting, all of that. So spend this time. If you guys have been, neglecting a hobby, or there's something you enjoy doing but you haven't had the time, please do it, because I think your guys are gonna really want that for you guys. And yeah, congratulations on the success, pile 3. You have a lot of good stuff coming through, but I'm excited for you guys to be on this break, because you guys need it, and I think you're gonna come back a lot stronger. But you're having the success come in either way, so know that and anticipate that. So I really hope it resonated, pile 3. Let me know if it did in the comments, and make sure to subscribe and turn on those notifications. And if you guys want to check out more of my readings, you can check out my Patreon, link in my bio for that, and join us over there. But I am sending you guys so much love and light. I hope you all have an amazing day, and you guys definitely need to take care of yourselves. So make sure you take some time out for yourselves today. But I will see you guys in the next reading. So I will see you then. Bye. Hey, pile 4, so if you guys picked this ice cream, this is going to be your reading. So this to me looks like it could be watermelon or maybe strawberry flavored. There's some drizzle of syrup on the top, also in pink. Then there's this cute little raspberry underneath that even has the stem attached. So it really looks like the real thing. And then there's dollops of whipped cream decorating it and lots of detail on the actual waffle cone. So it really looks like something you might actually find at a real ice cream parlor. So it looks so good. But anyway, let's get into your tarot, guys. We got the Six of Swords, Seven of Pentacles, and the Nine of Pentacles, and the Four of Pentacles. So I can see that you guys are manifesting a lot of wealth and abundance. I'm actually hearing vision board manifestation. So for a lot of you guys, this is something you guys wrote on your vision board that I feel like it's going to come through as a shock when it happens. I don't think this is something you guys are necessarily expecting or thinking is going to happen. You may have, with the Seven of Pentacles, kind of given up hope, like, oh, it was supposed to happen in this amount of time, it didn't happen. And when it comes in, I feel like it's going to be a surprise. For a lot of you guys, this has to do with finances and career and money, because with so many pentacle cards, like there's no other interpretation. It really is going to be a financial glow up or a something you guys wanted to make happen. But again, I'm seeing for a lot of you guys that you won't see this coming. Maybe it's like a side business opportunity or a financial opportunity that could lead to the Nine of Pentacles. But it feels like the finances come through as a gift and as a surprise. With the Six of Swords, you guys might be leaving behind a really difficult situation, a kind of toxic situation. For some of you guys, I feel like you've been in a lot of difficulty and maybe feeling a little bit stuck in the mud. Maybe it's leaving a toxic workplace or a toxic job and finding another one where you can succeed and flow and it's abundant, or maybe you're leaving a toxic living or family situation. But either way, you're going to be leaving something behind, and I think heading towards the energy of abundance and of success. So it feels like this is honestly a gift from your guides and stuff. Again, I'm seeing a vision board. So I think a lot of you guys wrote this down, but with the Seven of Pentacles being reversed, it's almost like you didn't think it was going to happen. You didn't think that it could happen like this, or maybe it was just something you put on there as like, let me just see, like, whatever, I'll just throw this in, like something random, you know, like I want to visit Germany, but you never thought it was going to happen. And then someone's like, would you want a trip to Germany? Or like, hey, I have this free extra ticket. Would you want to come? Or something crazy like that you were like, that just, there's no way that could happen. And I feel like your guides, almost because you're doubting, they're like, let's show out, let's actually show this person what's going on. Because yeah, I'm seeing vision board happening. I'm seeing that this is something some of you guys just, you assume with the Four of Pentacles that you have to like put in so much work to make it happen. And you're going to be surprised and put into Nine of Pentacles energy. And Nine of Pentacles energy is just knowing that luxury flows. It's like easy luxury, not luxury that's like we have to put our work in, we have to like fight and hustle, and we have to put in our time. It's like, oh, that's just easy. It just comes to me. It's kind of like someone who's like born into money and just doesn't know any other way and just keeps manifesting money because they just assume it's easy. So yeah, I feel like you guys are going to have an easiness where it feels like before the energy has been difficult for you guys. I'm getting maybe the past few months you might have even had depression or struggled with anxiety or just had a really hard time, like a loss or something. And it's like we start to leave that energy behind and just come into expecting the best, expecting good things. So let's get more cards. We got the Sun, attachment, yin yang, community, and the Temple Path. So, wow, this is like a spiritual thing going on with the Temple Path. Like seriously, I mentioned it before, but I feel like a lot of you guys are learning about manifestation or you're learning your own power. This is like a sacred journey that you guys are on. With community, I feel like some of you guys have had negative communities that perceived you nastily or like they didn't treat you well. So maybe a mean family system that you grew up in, a toxic family system, or maybe like people who bullied you or just didn't appreciate you at your workplace or in your school or in your friend group who were nasty to you. I feel like with attachment, some of you guys have almost like low self-esteem, or you learned to think that like you're not that special, because I feel like you had people around you telling you that, you know, it doesn't work like that, or like money doesn't grow on trees, or like you really think you could do that? Are you joking? You don't even have any experience in it. Or like, you really think that you're going to make this amount of money in like this amount of time? Are you crazy? And it's almost like they got into your head a little bit. And I feel like your guides really want to shake them off and really want to prove to you that you can make literally whatever you want happen. And you guys are the sun. You're supposed to shine. For some of you guys, this is about even stepping into the spotlight a little bit. Or maybe you had people around you who made you feel bad about like, oh my God, are you posing for another Instagram photo? Or like, wow, you really like to be the center of attention, or made you feel like there was something wrong or embarrassing about putting yourself out there. And I feel like it's like you finally learn to discard that. You finally learn that you can step into your highest energy of yourself, and the people who want the best for you will come to you. They will not be mad at you for getting that attention or for having success or abundance. And anyone who is mad at you because something good happened to you is definitely not your friend and not supposed to be someone on your team. So I feel like for some of you guys, you're going to find your tribe and your community and people that really love you and see the best in you. And it may even be a romantic partner or someone that is a really close friend with yin yang. It may be someone that just you feel so grateful that they came into your life and they really have this close partnership with you and they see you for everything you are, and you get so much out of this. It feels like things almost become complete with this situation. Like there's some kind of mental clarity that you're going to get that really does away with like these old, I want to say, dysfunctional ways of behaving. Because I think whenever we grow up in like a dysfunctional family system and they do say things like money doesn't grow on trees, or like you think you're good enough for that, or like they want us to have low self-esteem like they do, that can really stay with us for so long. And I see you guys really discarding that and stepping into your own power. And I feel like your guides are like cheering you on with this and so happy about this. So let me get more cards. So we got passion, we got strength, empowerment, lighten your load, and protection. So I almost am getting this vibe that like some of you guys don't realize how spiritually protected you guys are, that you guys have this huge tribe around you that are working for you on the other side. I think sometimes when people come from toxic family systems, they kind of think like, oh, I must not have spiritual protection because if I did, I would never have been put in this family, or I would never have been subjected to whatever I was subjected to at school, because if I had like a team on the other side, they wouldn't have let me go through that. But actually we go through those things as strength building and, as learning opportunities, and we choose them on the other side. And a lot of times when someone has a really strong destiny, they actually have a huge team on the other side. And it's like, it's that team that protects them from the toxic family. So even though they're in it, just being in a bad situation doesn't mean that you're not protected. Sometimes it means you're extra protected, but you chose to go through that. You know what I mean? It's kind of like the image that I'm getting is like, when someone is like, how they'll have performers in like a play or something, and they will be up on a harness, like floating through the air. Just because you kind of can't see the harness, it doesn't mean it's not there. They're actually supported by these really heavy duty lines and like cords that are like holding them in place. But to, maybe the naked eye, it just looks like they're just kind of floating alone. And I feel like a lot of times when someone has a toxic family, they may think that it means that they've been abandoned by the other side, or like, oh, my team doesn't care about me, or my team isn't working for me, when really the opposite is true. The team might be working for them extra hard. And I feel like it's almost like your guides want to kind of show out and remind you of how much they're working for you. So I feel like they're going to bring something through from your manifestation board. I feel like a lot of you guys like literally wrote this in a manifestation journal or on a vision board or something like that, and it's going to happen. And when it does, you're going to be really shocked. For a lot of you guys, this might lighten your load a little bit. Maybe you guys have been really overwhelmed and busy and just dealing with a lot, and now this makes it a lot easier. But either way, you guys are going to come into this energy of such empowerment, things just being a lot easier for you. And I feel like for some of you guys, this may be a romantic relationship. It may have felt, I'm getting for some of you guys, it's felt like you've had so many false starts, like you've tried and you failed. And I'm feeling this real kind of despair. Like it's like, oh my God, when is it going to work out for me? Or like, why did this happen for me? Like, it's like, I feel like you guys had false starts or stops, like where you thought something was going to work out and it didn't. or you were hoping that this was it and then it wasn't. And it's like you have had your hope dashed so many times. And so I think for you guys, there's something about this that is kind of healing, like transformative for you, where you realize that your team does have your back and that they have been working for you. And that just because things didn't work out the way you maybe initially thought or on the timeline you initially wanted, sometimes we want things to happen like super fast and they might happen a little bit later, but that doesn't mean they're not going to happen. So I feel like right now, the good news for you is that you're going to have a signal or a sign or like a glimpse of it. You know, sometimes it's not our full manifestation coming true, but there's like a part of it. Maybe you put like, at my job, I want to deal more with this, and then I want to be promoted. And maybe you don't get promoted, but you deal more with that specific thing that you wrote, or something really small, but it's a glimpse of kind of like the bigger picture. It's a glimpse of where you're headed. It's a glimpse of the lifestyle you will fully have in the future. And so, I think a lot of you guys, like, this means a lot, and it kind of lights a fire under you because some of you guys feel very burnt out. Like you've just been dealing with this disappointment for so long. It's kind of like you can't even imagine anything else. You've just accepted that like things aren't going to work out. Things are going to be hard. Things are going to be tough. And so it's going to come as a lot of surprise. So let me get some tarot again. So we got Ace of Swords, Six of Cups, Three of Pentacles, and Seven of Wands. So yeah, for some of you guys, this has to do with like childhood stuff or situations that happened to you when you were younger. And I feel like the message is like you guys learned a lot from it. You definitely have had a lot of people coming for you, and it feels like a lot of challenge, a lot of difficulty that you guys had to work through. Like I just think a lot of you guys have been fighting and pushing against this for so long, and it's like, when is this breakthrough happening? And with the Ace of Swords, it's happening soon. And also the Ace of Swords can talk about really good news that like comes through, that you know, you're just like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that happened. Like someone sending you a message, or someone, you know, you getting an email, or some kind of Mercury air energy. Some kind of communication or something like that, news that is going to bring you such joy and happiness. So for some of you guys, again, I'm seeing like a promotion or a change in your job description that just makes it easier for you to do your work. But I feel like a lot of this transformation is on the inside, is you guys realizing that actually all things are possible. A lot of you guys had such a hard life, and you may have been, especially recently, struggling with a lot of anxiety, a lot of depression, a lot of pain. And I feel like that fog starts to lift a little bit, and you guys realize that like, wow, the world is beautiful. It's kind of like, you know, when sometimes you're stuck inside, or you're like having a really bad day and you're like, I'm just going to go for a walk. And maybe it's a really sunny day outside. And then like 30 minutes later, in the middle of your walk, you're like smelling the air and hearing the birds chirping, and you're like, wow, it was so beautiful all along. I can't believe I was inside my room like moping, because it's literally such a beautiful day. I feel like that's kind of the energy, is like, you guys realize, I'm just hearing how sweet it is. So how sweet the world is, how beautiful things are, and how good things come to you and flow easily to you. And that might be a mantra for some of you guys to say, is good things always come to me, or everything works out for my highest and greatest good. So, you know, whenever there's a bad thing that happens, we can always find a silver lining. A lot of times the worst things that happen to us, or may seem like the worst, lead to the best outcomes, lead to whatever we mapped out in our life before, in our soul map, before we entered this, you know, like dimension, that we wanted to learn. So even if it may seem so painful, it's something that maybe we wanted to like know about, and we wanted to like cover that. And it's kind of like, you know, sometimes when someone has a really difficult life, it's kind of like training to be a Marine. Like if you just want to be, you know, a random person, you don't have to go through like Marine training. You know, if you want to be like, I don't know, a desk job at the Army, I don't know anything about it, so I could be wrong. But like, if you want a super easy position in the Army, you don't have to go through all that training. But if you want to go through be a Marine, you have to go through Hell Week. You have to, you know, fight. You have to learn. It's hard. And so it's like, sometimes on the other side, we sign on for these really hard lessons because it advances us. It makes us get stronger and bigger and better. And so I think that for some of you guys, you're going to be aware of your own worth. You're going to be aware of everything you guys bring to the table, because I feel like there was so much self-doubt that was put on you at some point, and that is going away. That is going to start vanishing, and you guys are going to be unstoppable. I'm almost seeing a lot of you guys transforming from a pessimist to an optimist, from someone who thinks that like there's a very limited way for them to succeed and like they have to stick to this certain idea or way of living to succeed, to like realizing like I can have whatever I want and I am so spiritually powerful. Because I feel like a lot of the people in your past honestly were threatened by your bright light, and they didn't want you to realize your own power. They didn't want you to realize how strong you are, because when you guys know your power, you guys in particular are unstoppable. You have so much energy with you, and you guys are such go-getters that, you know, you guys can just have whatever it is you want. And I think there's people around you who felt very disempowered their whole lives, and they never understood why you had this spark and why, you know, you were so like people were drawn to you and stuff like that. And so it's like that sometimes can like cause this jealousy, and then cause people to really talk down to someone or really be harsh to them. Like, oh, you think you can do that? You're never going to do that. And I feel like you guys had people around you that really made you doubt yourself. Or maybe, you know, it was not in your family, but it was like kids around you that tried to make you feel like you were a weirdo or bullied you or something like that. But I feel like you guys are going to start realizing the magic of the universe. And that's a great thing to do. You know, I always say to someone like who's starting to manifest or starting to get psychic signs, it's like, tell your guides, ask your angels, be like, you know, show me glimpses, show me a sign of abundance. It doesn't have to be, I get my full $1 million paycheck in the mail, you know, that I want. It can be, you know, someone randomly is like, by the way, you know, I know you don't have to, but I have an extra few cinnamon buns in the back of the bakery. Do you want this bag? Because like, we're just going to throw it away. And maybe they're your favorite thing to eat. And so, you know, you leave the grocery store or the bakery and you're so excited, and you came in to buy, you know, some boring sandwich bread or something, but you leave with like your favorite cinnamon buns, and they gave them to you for free. And, you know, it's not $1 million, but maybe it's a bougie bakery and all the cinnamon buns cost $5, and like you feel awesome because they're your favorite thing. You know what I mean? Or maybe like I've had people give me just free stuff a lot of the time. And like I think some of that is just your guides being like, hey, keep going. And yeah, so like it might not be the full thing, but I feel like I think that's such a great way to learn how positive energy works. And to put us in an energy of expecting the best, expecting like, not to be obviously entitled of like, give me a free cinnamon roll, I deserve it. My guide said, I mean, maybe you could try that. I don't know if the bakery workers would go for it, but expecting like good things come to me, good things flow easily to me. Life is good. Life is beautiful. Beautiful things happen. Everything is working for my best good. Having that positive attitude draws more of it. So I feel like some of you guys are going to really start learning that. Your guides are going to sprinkle these little tiny little gifts in your path so that you realize that you can have whatever you want, and that, you know, things are easy. Things don't have to fight so hard and struggle for them. So we got Skybridge, possibility for union, stars in the sky, limitless possibility, drifter, experiencing life as it comes, lost compass, getting back to integrity, and netcaster, preparations come to fruition. So like I mentioned, a lot of this is stuff you put on your vision board and have been working to for a long time. And I feel like with lost compass, it's like you're coming back to yourself. You're coming back to that. Like I love talking to little kids because they're always usually so confident in themselves. Like most of the time when you talk to a little kid and you're like, what do you want to be when you grow up? They're not like, well, technically I'm not great at math. I kind of think I was originally going to try accounting because it was, you know, it's what my dad does and he has a history. But since I'm so bad at math, you know, I'm thinking of going into some kind of foreign language translation. I really don't enjoy it, but, you know, it's a good salary and it's kind of a stable, like, you know what I mean? You never talk to a little kid that says that. A little kid is always like, I want to be an astronaut, or I'm going to be the president, or I'm going to be a movie star. They never doubt themselves. They never come into it with like some jaded, sad Eeyore type attitude. They always come into it with enthusiasm. And I feel like you guys are coming back to that childhood vibe. And we did get the Six of Cups, which we can talk about that. So it's like you're coming back to this childish enthusiasm and expectation that life is good and the world is beautiful. And that's what's so amazing about kids, is like they always expect the best. Dogs are kind of like that too, not comparing kids to dogs, but you know, I love how like dogs are always so friendly and enthusiastic, and they always like wag their tail at like the stupidest stuff. And you're like, why are you excited for like going for a walk outside on the same sidewalk you've been like 500 times. But it's because like they just see the world through this joyful lens. And I see that coming for you guys is like this joyfulness and expecting the best and realizing that there's limitless possibility. And we got stars in the sky. You know, it's like you guys have been around people that have been jaded or tried to make you feel jaded, tried to make you feel like you just have to take whatever you get, drifter, experiencing life as it comes, just like, well, that's how life goes. Life is hard and life sucks. And it's like, no, life is beautiful. Life is amazing. Life is like resplendent and just incredible and like shimmering with beauty. And we are so lucky to be alive in this planet, which like also God did not have to show out the way God did when he made this planet Earth, right? Like, I mean, even me walking around my neighborhood, sometimes there's this little lake with like a fountain and these little geese on it. And I'm always like, oh my God, it's so beautiful. And it's just so close to me. And like, sometimes I can take it for granted, but seriously, it's so beautiful. It looks like a painting. But we all have like things in our life that's beautiful, but we just kind of like look past it. We don't see it. We don't take the time out to be like, wow, I'm so lucky to be alive. Like, honestly, you know, I'm so lucky to be alive in this time frame, in this era where I have freedom, or where, you know, I can choose the kind of life I want and manifest things faster than I ever have been able to in ever human history. We've never been able to manifest things as fast as we can now. Ever, 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 ever. Even if you were like a king back in the day, you couldn't make things change and switch and shift your whole entire life in like a year the way you can nowadays. So, you know, it's like, see that possibility, see that you can do whatever you guys want, and be open to that. Because I think some of y'all, you're a little closed off, and I think that's what your guides want to change. And with Sky Bridge, possibility for union, it may be romantic love too coming in. So we got happiness, action, community, illumination. Yeah, illumination. I love that word for you guys, illuminated, because, you know, illuminated is like taking a dark space and filling it with light. And I feel like that's kind of been your life. You guys have been in a little bit of darkness. It's been hard. I can tell that for sure. This has been a hard energy, and I get it. I mean, I think a lot of people have been through, I mean, the past few years have been interesting, right? In our society, it's like, how many crises can we go through? But I think that, you know, part of life is learning to keep a smile on your face, keep yourself high vibrational, even when there's tragedy. I know that I hope that doesn't sound callous or anything, but really like keeping ourselves positive and smiling is actually helpful to the collective. You know, I think everyone maybe has had like a crazy or traumatic experience, and there's like one person in it who's just like, okay, so anyway, we're going to do this now. And it's like that energy is so calming. Just someone who's not losing their mind and being like, oh my God, it's at the end of the world. We're not, you know, like there's always that opportunity that like, I'm going to keep myself positive so everyone stays positive. So don't feel guilty or feel like you have to get bogged down in like panic about different situations. Pull yourself out of that, because like happiness and joy, I think, is going to be that is transformative. That has ripple effects on everyone. So it's not to say you have to like ignore what's going on, but trying to stay positive in general is just such a major key thing. So I feel like you guys are going to realize that, and you're going to have your guides bring in stuff to make you feel really positive. And with community coming in again, you guys really might be finding your friend group, your tribe, people that really love you and really understand you. If you guys have been feeling really lonely, I think that that's going to end, and you're going to find your people. You're going to find people that really support you and really love you and really want the best for you. So, and you might be surprised that your life has a lot of action. Like you might, you know, suddenly have your social calendar booked and stuff like that. So we got some final cards of valiant courage, take action with passion, choosing your path, all is possible. Answering the call, the time is now, and surrendering to the journey, release control. I love that you guys keep getting all is possible. Wow, that's crazy. Like, I love when they just repeat cards like that, because to me, it's such confirmation. And this is the message they really want you to get, is that everything is possible. Whatever you guys can imagine, you can do it. Honestly, you know, we live in this amazing, like literally so many of us are so lucky to live with so much freedom and so much ability to do whatever it is we want, you know, and we take it for granted, and we get bogged down by like, oh, something stupid, like, oh my God, they messed up my coffee order, or someone cut me off, or like, you know, I can't believe I have to do this. And it's like, we honestly like are just so lucky, and we can do whatever it is we want. And if we can dream it, we can literally do it. And so it's like whatever you guys have been thinking about doing, I think, you know what just came to my mind? Some of y'all have been being called to something with answering the call. And I'm hearing that very strongly. It just clicked for me. Is like, okay, you guys, some of you guys have a destiny that you guys have been ignoring, and you guys have been resisting it. You haven't wanted to like put yourself out there or embarrass yourself. You have these judgmental people around you that are saying, you know, like, oh, that would be so lame if you did that, or like, oh my God, that's so embarrassing. Who cares what they think? They're probably not even going to do anything in their lives. It doesn't matter. Like, honestly, who cares, right? Like, I mean, no one like that, you know, you wouldn't take advice. If you could think about it logically, you wouldn't take advice from someone who really hasn't accomplished much, hasn't done much in their own life. Why would you listen to that? It's like someone giving a painter advice and they have never painted a day in their life and they wouldn't even know how to handle a paintbrush. Or someone taking math advice from me. Like, I don't know how to do math. Anyone who's asking me to do like quantum physics is crazy, and I wouldn't know what to tell you. And so that's the thing, is like, why would you take advice from someone that hasn't done stuff with themselves? You know, I think for a lot of you guys, it's like, if you've been resisting this, it's time to surrender and let your guides take it over. Let spirit take the wheel, or Jesus take the wheel, as I always say from that song. Like, it's like, let them do it. You know what I mean? Because they know where you're headed. They know where you're going. And so for a lot of you guys, it's like, start this, whatever you've been feeling called to do, like, let's go. There's no time to waste, right? We only get one life. And we don't want to wake up at the end of it being like, dang, I should have done that. I think they said most of the people that are older that have a lot of regrets, it's almost always things they didn't do. Not things they did do that they're like, oh, that was stupid, but like the things they really felt called to, but they didn't. Like the, you know, that, I guess I was going to say the text they didn't send, but old people don't text, I guess. So back in the day, I guess it was like calling someone or sending a letter, you know, professing their love to like the woman they loved, and they never did it because they didn't have the courage. Or, you know, that job they didn't apply for that they felt called to. Those are the major regrets people have. So I think for a lot of you guys, you need to like take this on and go for it and not hold back anymore about it. So let me shuffle some astro dice for you guys. So we got Taurus, we got 7th house, and we got Mercury. So Taurus is ruled by Venus, and it also relates to the 2nd house. 7th house is ruled by Libra, aka Venus, and then Mercury rules over Virgo and Gemini and relates to the 3rd house and the 6th house. So, but especially the 3rd house. So that's kind of interesting because you guys had Venus coming up twice. And Venus is bringing up to me the thought of that 9 of Pentacles, aka easy luxury. Easy. That's what I was saying to you guys. Some of you guys have this idea that like to achieve something, you have to work so hard. You have to, you know, throw yourself into a wall and just like force it, and just, it's pain and it's suffering, and like the only way for me to make money or the only way for me to have a good life is to just break my back. And it's like, no, Venus is the opposite of that. Venus is like easy, everything coming easily. No effort, just expecting the best, luxury. And it literally is like one of the major wealth planets, if not the major wealth planet, is Venus. So it's like, this is accepting that life doesn't have to be so hard, and expecting the best, expecting things to flow to you. Like I said, it's like someone who was born wealthy and just expects like, oh, it's going to be easy for me. It's not going to be hard. Oh, money's easy, you know, because they never had to struggle or fight. But that's kind of what your guides want you to do, is like, maybe you had this idea that money is about fighting and that you have to push yourself so hard, and you're almost blocking the good things. You're bringing in the bad things because you expect them. So I feel like this is a change in your mentality. Mercury really talks about mental thoughts, also communication. And I feel like a lot of you guys also have communicated this in terms of saying out loud things on your vision board. So if you haven't done that yet, you definitely need to, because I feel like your guides are wanting to prove stuff to you. They want to show you this light. They want to show you that they have your back, and to give you kind of this push down this road. For a lot of you guys, it's towards doing your destiny. And also I'm getting for Mercury, maybe speaking out loud, aka, I don't know, starting a YouTube channel or putting your stuff out there online somehow, or speaking up for yourself. So if you guys have been like holding yourselves back, afraid to put yourselves out there, maybe even afraid to talk to people, like afraid to, also with community, it might be that some of you guys might start an online presence or something and you find your community. Like, I don't know, you start a Twitter account and you find people that like are on the same page as you, or a YouTube or an Instagram. But I see you guys using your voice more and not holding yourself back and finding the people that really adore and love you. And I feel like that's very healing for you guys. I think this is something that's been a long time coming. You guys have wanted for a long time, and it's like, your time is here, baby. There's no more suffering. It's only goodness. It's only blessings. So welcome that in, expect that, because that will make the manifestation happen so much faster. And yeah, people can throw negativity at you all day long, and they might have, delayed the blessing, but they can never stop it. And it's all in our power to rebuke that and to be like, I'm getting the best. I'm getting what I deserve. I'm getting blessings, and they're raining down on me. They're flowing into my life. They're coming into me so strongly, and like everything is amazing. So I think for you guys, this is expecting blessings. This is expecting goodness, expecting good things. And I want you guys to do that like ASAP. Let's get on this, right? No more delays. Let's make it happen now. So I really hope that resonated. Pile 4, honestly, what also comes to mind for you guys is like, I tried filming this a bunch of times, and like one time my camera wasn't recording, actually like 2 times, and I was about to get so frustrated. And I was about to be like, oh my gosh. But then I remembered, keep myself high vibe, because you got to do it. You got to that's the art of manifesting, is pulling yourself out of that negative energy and right back into positivity. And finally, I got it to film, and we got it to come out. So it's like, that's the thing. Sometimes you get faced with obstacles, but if we can keep ourselves positive, high vibe, beautiful energy, then it will work out. And it's about like not letting those negative small things hold us back, or even the big things. Constantly keeping ourselves positive and aligned. That's so key. And I think that's why they made that janked up camera situation where it deleted the filming or whatever happened. So anyway, I think you guys have these blessings coming in no matter how many obstacles you faced. It's going to be good. So expect that, you guys. And I love you guys, sending you guys lots of love. Let me know in the comments if it resonated, and also make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications and give it a big thumbs up as well. And if you want to check out more of my readings, you can check out my Patreon, link in my bio for that. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next reading, sending you lots of love and light. Take care of yourselves. Bye.